It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes.
Guys, we're doing Alien 1.
Oh, I thought we were doing Alien 3.
No, everyone keeps asking when are we going to do Alien 3, and I keep telling them its 30th anniversary's in May.
That's a pretty good little Easter egg that you know, if you pick it up, maybe it might be coming out around
and
that
I've
time.
said this multiple times recently, and then people are like, yeah, but when's the Alien 3 review? And I'm like, the 30th anniversary is in May. But
when in May?
Don't worry about that. We'll figure that out.
Damn it.
Google.
So yeah, I thought,
When
you know,
is-
we've only ever done one Alien movie on this show before. We did Alien vs. Predator.
Probably the worst one you could have picked, I think.
I don't know, Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I was going to say Covenant.
Alien-
I don't. You know what? That just totally left my mind as an Alien movie. So
It really did.
Yeah, I was just being asked upstairs. They're like, how many Alien movies are there? I'm like, well, technically 4. And I was like, oh, wait, those others exist.
Yeah. We saw Alien Covenant together, and I remember like walking out and just being like, as someone who hated Prometheus, I walked out of that movie being like, you know, I kind of miss some of the stuff from Prometheus.
I thought
that movie that I hate.
Prometheus is good. Alien Covenant was like, he's like, Dan O'Bannon's dead, and fuck you. Oh my God, James Cameron. Yeah, fuck you, James Cameron. This is my Alien movie.
Yeah, that was bad.
Were we like laughing hysterically too at some parts?
Oh yeah, when Michael Fassbender said, "I'll do the fingering"
That's
when
what
they're
it
playing the flute together, and I just bursted out
This
laughing.
is like a full theater too. We're just being so
He's
obnoxious.
like, "I'll do the finger," and I was like, "Ha!"
Well, he like makes out with himself, doesn't he?
Yes.
In that movie?
Oh, I
Anyway.
forgot about
Yeah,
that.
kick up the fucking careless whisper.
Anyway, I thought, you know, before we jump into Alien 3, let's go back and do the first two. Let's work into it.
I'm so
Ease
excited.
into
This,
it.
this is great. I'm so excited to be here and not talking about a Blair Witch movie.
Do you want to talk more about Blair Witch
No.
too?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so Alien. I've said many times, like, I don't really have like a. Everyone's like, "What's your favorite movie?" I'm like, I can't really do that. Break it down into categories for me. And
It's
if you
impossible.
do horror, like, it's always like it's like Alien and Halloween, like neck and neck. Alien maybe a little bit more because Alien is the first movie that got me into like wanting to know how films were made.
Sure.
So I remember this very vividly. I was with my best friend growing up, Kyle. I haven't seen in many, many years, but I just saw his mom and sister at my sister's wedding.
Cool.
And I told them this story. I was like, yeah, I kind of knew what Alien was because Alien 3 had come out in what, 92? Yeah, 92.
Yeah.
And so I remember seeing like in comics and stuff I was like 6 at this point. So this is a few years afterwards. And I remember seeing like the Alien. I didn't really know what it was.
But it was cool looking.
It was cool looking. Yeah. So I was like aware of this thing that was called Alien. And then my friend's dad came home and he was like, "Hey, Alien's on tonight. You guys want to watch it?" And I was
Was it
like,
on AMC?
I don't remember what channel it was on.
Okay. I was going to ask like when you first like saw it. Like
Yeah.
what
And I
age?
was like, yeah, I want to watch that. Sure. And I fucking fell in love with the movie like right away. Like people were always like, the first one's boring. I'm like, I don't know. I was a kid. I was just captivated by all of it.
Absolutely.
I think the people who say it's boring, I think they watched the second one first.
That's what I was going to get to when you were done.
Okay,
Because my first exposure to Alien, like the Xenomorph, was Aliens.
Aliens. Yeah. I think
And
that's a lot of people.
I'm a little bit older than you, but not too much older than you. Only
I think that might have been
only
it.
a couple of years. So like, I have Predator 2 and I have Aliens, and those are the two that really launched like the Kenner
Yes.
action figure toy line and the comic books and
Speaking of the Kenner toy
all
line,
that stuff.
our good friend Peg Warmers, go back and check out that episode. We did the Kenner aliens for that one. But yeah, so
But I hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen the first one until a little while after that.
yeah. So I wanted to know, like, when I saw the end, I'm like, this is the first time I was like, wait, how do they make movies? Like, I never asked myself that question. And luckily, I have it here on TV. They played the making of Alien 3. Now, the making of Alien 3, it goes into the backstory of how they made the first two movies.
Yeah.
And this is like the first behind the scenes thing I remember watching. So like Alien like ignited my love for like filmmaking and stuff
really?
and wanting to know behind the scenes stuff.
Mine was Behind the Shells, the extra tape that came with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 release.
God.
Yeah.
Yo, equally good films. Alien.
Dude, Jim Henson's Creature Shop behind the scenes, that was like, oh my God, I want to make puppets and monsters and stuff, you know?
Oh, you like puppets and monsters?
Yeah.
I've noticed. So you saw Aliens first.
That's the one I recall the most because that was the one we watched the most. Yeah. Because my old man loves action movies, so it was like if it was between Alien or Aliens, Aliens is going on.
Yeah. So do you remember the first time you saw Alien, or just?
I can't really pinpoint it. I think it might have been a little ways later when I started like being able to get my own movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or on DVD. I don't know if it was probably VHS. Yeah, because I have the 3 set. That had come out.
Which is I think it's this one with the little square boxes in there.
Yeah, and it came with the what do you call it? And I think the bonus one was making of Alien 3, so it was like 1, 2, 3, and then the bonus.
When did you first see Alien?
I don't remember how old I was, but I remember my dad watching it on AMC because that's how I got into like every movie, like Predator and Halloween, all of it.
Oh, I had to watch it, edit it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I wasn't like traumatized like you were as a child, you know.
So the
watching Silence of the Lambs.
So what is it? Chestburster scene.
9?
You're just like, what's everyone bitching about, Dad?
I mean, you still see.
Oh wow, that guy, he fell on the table and then a worm appeared out of nowhere. Dad, where'd that alien come from?
Why is everybody covered in red stuff?
Why is that lady screaming?
I don't get it, Dad. The alien touched that guy's head and then he was gone. What happened?
Bless. And
so yes, you saw it on IMC.
Yeah.
And an impact on you?
I mean, I was obsessed with it. I eventually obviously went and like watched the original.
Yes. Yeah, so we all love this movie growing up. Hello.
Antonio.
Hi.
Hey, this is over.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Just give me a courtesy call, let you know, want to see what time you're going to be by to pick it up.
Give me like an hour or two and I can swing by then.
Sounds great. See you then.
Thank you.
I just pictured that guy like in a garage with like chains hanging down and
I
the
should've
fucking
asked
alien
him.
grabbing him.
Up there.
I should have asked.
Water's dripping on his face. And
He's like, oh, this feels
I
nice.
should have asked him if he liked Alien.
and then he gets
No, I'm
killed.
not gonna piss that. That guy's working on my car. I'm not gonna piss that guy off. Not like the spam
I don't
caller
think
in
that
Blair
would
Witch.
piss him off. I'd be like, he'd probably be like, oh, that's really cool. I really like that movie.
Hey, you like the movie Alien? Yeah, sure.
It's all right.
Anyway,
It's boring.
so guys, I have here the officially authorized movie of the magazine, the Alien magazine.
Movie of the
cool.
magazine.
Magazine of the movie is what I meant to say. And it has sensational new pictures, scenes cut from the film.
Oh,
The Chestburster in color.
as
And,
opposed to black and white?
Yeah,
Well,
what?
because a lot of it's black and white.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, the sweet newsprint that's in there.
Yes.
Does it rub off?
So they have some cool stuff in here that I want to show at some point.
It's like a giant TV guide. I love it.
Some of the behind the scenes set, and it also gives you the backstory of the Space Jockey. We'll read that when it gets
my
up
God.
there, or what they thought the backstory was at one point. And this is my favorite. It has where is it? God damn it! Hold on.
Did you see Star Wars?
Yeah, it's Fox, so they were
Wow.
trying to sell Star Wars with.
Space. It makes sense.
Oh my god, guys! For Patreon, we got to do the alien quiz.
Okay.
Could the alien really exist?
We're only a couple years off of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So like they were like,
yeah, this is like a year or two after Star Wars.
yeah, we gotta.
Oh, here we go. At the end, I want to talk about what their theories were for
it's Alien 2. It's
On
not
Earth,
Aliens.
right?
Alien 2.
So yeah, this is a great magazine that I found on Facebook Marketplace where I find most of my stuff.
I have a surprise for you when we get. I have a
Oh.
couple surprises for you.
Oh wow.
When we get to third installment of a certain franchise that we might have referenced earlier. in
Oh,
this
okay.
episode.
That's also where I got some other magazine that had like the behind the scenes for 76 King Kong. Yeah, so
My
this
favorite movie.
Huh?
My favorite movie.
Is that the one with the Kong boobs?
No, that's the second one.
that's the second one.
That's her second favorite
Okay.
movie. This movie was written by oh god. Ripping.
You're killing me.
Written by Ronald
folding
Shusett
it.
and Dan O'Bannon.
Yes.
Produced by David Giler, Gordon Carroll, and Walter Hill. They produced all the Alien movies, for better or worse.
Do you know what this originally was supposed to be called?
What was it supposed to be called?
Star Beast.
You know what it was called before that?
No.
Memory.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This was almost going to be a Roger Corman movie.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I can imagine
Well,
it. I've
yeah.
seen a lot of Roger Corman movies,
Probably.
Joe. I can imagine
I
it
know.
pretty easily. I mean, it does have Buchanan from Frankenstein Unbound in the movie.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, so they wrote this movie, and it kind of came from the idea of Dark Star.
Dark Star was, and O'Bannon had worked with Carpenter on that film, who didn't
Yes.
get credited for any of the work that he did on it.
Dan O'Bannon didn't get credited?
Yeah.
Well, he's in the movie. Did he at least get credited for acting?
I think so, but like
Okay,
that was
it'd be kind of hard to not credit him for acting.
It was a big point of contention because he did a lot of the special effects and
Yes. Have you
editing.
ever seen Dark Star?
I don't think so.
Oh,
It's a good time.
I want to show you Dark Star. It's actually it's a fun. It's like a very. It's like
I don't know. I don't trust you after that one suggestion.
What movie?
Johnson's?
Oh, it's the strange thing about the Johnsons. I warned you about that.
No, you didn't.
No.
you got to tell me what the twist is on that one.
So, Dark Star is the movie they all made like right out of college. Or
In
was
college.
it their thesis?
It was their
film? It was
thesis
their
film.
thesis film.
Yeah.
I have my thesis film right there.
Yeah.
Not as popular as Dark Star.
Daisy Durkin?
Yeah.
No, not
yeah.
Daisy Durkin.
Daisy Durkin.
That's my good friend Mark Wagner's movie. Anyway, Mummy Cop is actually going to be in the new Daisy Durkins coming
there
out.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daisy
Oh my
Durkins
God.
3. He's working on the 4th one now. Dark Star,
Yes.
there is a subplot about an alien that breaks loose, and Dan O'Bannon has to catch it, and the alien is literally a beach ball with things glued to it.
Oh, it's great.
and I remember Dan O'Bannon saying, like, George Lucas was like, but Dan, it's just a beach ball. And Dan was like, yeah. But it's, like, apparently George Lucas is like, damn, what? This sucks. It's just like,
Why don't you come work on Star Wars in the effects department?
And also shout out to the late Dan O'Bannon for directing Return of the Living Dead, one of my favorite zombie
Also,
movies.
one of my favorites that he's done is The Resurrected with Chris Sarandon, which is based off the case of Charles Dexter Ward from
that one I've not seen.
Great flick.
I've not seen that.
Look
But
for
yeah,
it on Movie Dumpster.
There was like 2 theories. Apparently, Ronald Shusett,
Shuss it. Whatever.
Shusett.
Shush it.
He says that he had a dream that something burst out of his chest.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but,
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
but then people say there are like there's like a wasp or like a parasite that does something similar.
Dan O'Bannon was diagnosed with Crohn's disease.
Okay.
And just back up real quick. When he does Dark Star, right after that, him and Carpenter split for creative differences. I'm not going to go into it. Look it up.
No.
But he ends up writing this story, which is called Memory at this point, not Star Beast yet. And he has this idea of this, basically a man giving birth and what that would feel like, and how that could be kind of terrifying.
I've seen Junior.
But he had Crohn's disease at the time, so he had like a lot of pains in his stomach and stuff. So that's kind of like where the seeds were planted for that monster living inside you bursting out.
So Ronald just a liar.
Look.
I mean, maybe not his stomach, but his butt. It could have been. Like,
Now, Dreamcatcher, right? The shit weasel. Stephen King was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do okay."
Yeah, so like I said, it was going to be a Roger Corman movie almost. Like a real cheap movie.
Dan was psyched because he's right out of college. And
Yeah.
he's
He's like, Roger Corman,
make
that's
my
great.
movie for $750,000.
Somehow gets to Fox. And like they're like, hey, why don't we actually like, put money into this? Because sci-fi is blowing up right now because of Star Wars.
and they're like, "Shit, baby."
Horror's doing well. They're like, let's marry the two. Why
'Cause
not?
The producer, what's his name again?
There's 3 of them. Gordon. Hold on.
Will.
1 second. Thank God I have the official magazine of the
my
movie.
fault.
David Giler, Gordon Carroll, Walter Hill.
Walter Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, Walter Hill, not Will. Walter
One
Hill.
of them directed The Warriors. But anyway, keep going.
Walter Hill. Where was I going? Where were we just talking about?
We're talking about how like the movie went to Fox.
Yeah, well, he's like, don't give it to Corman. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it like a big budget. So it blew up to like, what was it? Something ridiculous.
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
for
It was-
1979.
Yeah, it was a huge budget, and they were like, look, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right, and it's not gonna be because the budget would have been so big because originally it was supposed to be like these spider creatures.
Something
So
like that.
it was
yeah.
like proto. It was like proto the Thing,
a little bit, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then Carpenter goes to make Halloween, and then this is kind of.
And
you
I
know.
think Dan O'Bannon is the one who found H.R. Gier's work. Or
Yeah.
was it Ridley Scott?
No. That's something now I want to talk about. I've been waiting to talk about because
Okay.
nobody talks about it.
Well, please
and
talk
and
about
it's Dan
it, Joe.
O'Bannon's credit on this film and how much it's really Alien is Dan O'Bannon's baby.
By the way, kudos to 20th Century Fox. I'm sure Disney's going to ruin all Disney is going to ruin all future releases because they fake all their behind the scenes stuff now. But
there is no behind the scenes anymore. It's just giant green screens or blue screens. Like there's nothing.
Oh no, do you see what they do now? When they do behind the scenes stuff, everyone like hates blue and green screens, so they digitally color the blue and green screens gray to make people less angry about seeing blue and green screens for the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that's not going to change it for me.
My favorite is when I went to...
They're still doing the thing that they're doing.
When I went to MGM Studios, I don't give a shit what it's called now. They were like, hey, here's a Star Wars video about how we do all the Star Wars movies. I'm like, cool, let's watch this video in the theater. And then it was like, women are great, and they watch Star Wars. And I'm like, the fuck did that have to do with the movies? What the fuck was this behind the scene? But what I want to say is, the Alien series, or at least the first 4, every DVD release, like after like 2003, and even this Blu-ray set, gives you so many behind the scenes stuff. And you're right, Dan O'Bannon is in there the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I watched Resurrections behind the scenes so much, but
well, no, that one's pretty bad. Well, actually,
I want to talk about that one.
I love it.
We'll get to when we get to Alien 3, we'll talk about the behind the scenes of that bad boy.
Oh, in the original script.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Like I didn't know it as a kid, like because I had the original DVD with just the director's commentary, and then I got the quadrilogy one, and then this is that plus more.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like,
that's
wow.
what this is.
Oh, that's what that is?
Sideshow put this. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. But Sideshow had put this out, and you know my tendencies to.
Oh, that's sick.
So actually, that's the quadrilogy. This is the anthology.
Well, this is the anthology too.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, quadrilogy was the DVD.
Quadrilogy, right? With that. Oh yeah, that was a cool.
With the
release.
green stuff. Jessica has my quadrilogy ones.
Do you remember
right
the one with the xenomorph, the silver?
Silver, yeah,
that was cool.
I wanted that one.
So this is just like a fancy release of that.
You didn't get the one that was in the head? I always wanted to get that.
I forgot about that one.
Wasn't that a British release?
Yeah. I'm a fucking adult now. I'm going to get that. Anyway.
It was fucking $500 then. I can't imagine now.
Well, I'm an adult now. I'm going to get it.
I'm going to get it for $500 too.
No, fuck you. No. Anyway.
That's an unfair advantage.
I don't know. I think it's great.
Anyway. Yeah, so...
Dan O'Bannon,
he he's the one, I believe, who found H.R. Giger.
Yes, because they worked on Jodorowsky's Dune together.
Yes.
It was Giger, and there was 2 other, I think Shusett and somebody else were on that project with Dan. And Dan was like, yeah, I got all these talented guys around me. Like, we need to, if we're going to do this, like, we're not going to do the arachnid thing. We need to do it in a suit, but I want Giger to design it.
Yeah,
right?
and Giger has that painting. I forget what the painting's called, where it's basically the alien. It doesn't have legs and it does have eyes, but it's basically the xenomorph.
It might be. Do you want me to flip through this and find it?
Yeah, flip through real quick. Because it's not in the official magazine of the movie. It should be. Like, it's like the picture.
He's like a little sneak-looking John.
Yeah.
Right?
There's also a very good...
Everything looks similar.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's in... I think it's in that Alien book. That's a book right there.
Well, fuck it. What are we doing? I'll just show the picture of it.
Yeah, just show... H.R. Giger's alien thing.
Yeah. So they took the design of the alien from this painting H.R. Giger did. Here it is here.
But he also did the effects, too.
Yes,
So he was responsible for making the suit. And I can't remember the name of the actor.
Oh, I have it. I have
do?
it in the... Don't worry, I got you.
Did they find him like in a pub or something?
Yes, Balaji Badejo.
There you go.
He lost out on the dude who played Chewbacca.
Oh, he did?
Peter Mayhew?
Yeah, whoever played Chewbacca, whatever.
Oh, Peter Mayhew was going to be the alien?
Yeah, lost out to that guy. Just random guy in a pub.
Yes, that's the famous story. Like, they were in the pub, and they're like, holy shit, this guy's really tall and thin. He's our alien.
I think that's what it was, though, because of how thin he was.
Yeah, he did not like being in the suit.
Would you?
Yeah, they had to build him a swing because he couldn't sit in a regular chair. Because how the tail was attached. My favorite story is...
He looks miserable in all those behind-the-scenes photos.
You see him with the head off, and
he's just like...
What's her face? The girl plays Lambert. Why am I blanking on her name?
I can see her in my face. In my head.
It doesn't say there.
Pixie cut girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Veronica Cartwright.
Yes.
There you go.
She actually tells a story in the commentary track where they were like, at one point, they were like, oh, what if we put maggots in the skull? Like, he's got like maggots in his head like a brain or something. And apparently the actor was like, I draw the line. Like he was like, you're not putting fucking maggots on my head. They're like, okay.
Sit down, Lambert, okay?
No, Lambert was just relaying the story. The filmmaker said that.
Oh, which one?
I don't know. So someone had the idea of like putting maggots in it to make it look like you have this pulsating brain. And apparently he was like, no, I'm not doing that.
No.
So yes, so H.R. Giger designed all the alien stuff, and then Ron Cobb did all the human stuff. And there's like this weird like Egyptian. There's like if you look, like there's like little hieroglyphics all around the ship, on their helmets and whatnot. Even like their little logos and stuff. Like the Weyland-Yutani logo is like a winged eagle,
Yeah.
and whatnot. So I think. So people focus on H.R. Giger so much, they don't realize that Ron Cobb did most of what you look at in the movie.
All the set dressing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
he designed anything that was like a human thing,
Yeah.
he designed.
Yeah.
And then H.R. Giger did all the alien stuff.
Right. But also, I think Cobb is also coming off Dune, too. So
Okay.
it's all of that kind of still lingering and kind of leaking over into this for another sci-fi movie.
And then somehow Ridley Scott gets roped into it. He just did The Duelist.
This is why I get pissed off about this movie, because everybody's like, oh my God, Ridley Scott's masterpiece. And it's like, this motherfucker made one movie before this.
Yeah.
And Walter here was like, Dan O'Bannon, you're not directing this, you fucking whack job. He's like, all right, Ridley Scott, come here, you. And the rest is history.
Although Ridley Scott does put a lot of work into this. I mean, it's his movie for
Look,
sure.
I'm not knocking him.
Yeah.
In the instance of him making this film and it coming out.
Oh, yeah.
But in
It was kind of, there was like stories the producers did not get along with Dan O'Bannon. And I'll mention a part later on where they definitely disagreed with. And
big time.
Yeah, and Ronald Shusett was like, I loved it.
Yeah.
He was a team player.
But a lot of stuff that happened in this movie that was Ridley Scott's decision was Walter Hill being like, shut up, Dan O'Bannon. And Dan O'Bannon was like, check this out. And Ridley's like, that's fucking brilliant. And then he would go back to Walter Hill and he'd be like, okay, sure, Ridley. He's very entwined in this, and he just doesn't get the credit he deserves.
And Ridley Scott, I think he's the one who said, like, look, I want to film this like 2001.
Sure.
Like, I want it to look like big spaceships and whatnot.
He's got the money.
Why not? Why not? So let's get into this wonderful film.
Oh, sure.
One last thing.
Yep.
All the characters were written gender neutral in the script.
Correct.
That's why they all have last names, because they're like, you can cast whoever the hell you want in this. Here, we gave them all last names, men, women, whatever you want. There you go.
And even though they were supposed to be gender neutral, Ripley still wasn't supposed to be a woman until like last minute. They were like, you know what? Make her a woman. And then Ridley Scott was just like, yes.
Oh yeah, her audition, she had to be like scared. There was like a tree in there, so you had to be scared of the tree and stuff.
Well, Bannon wrote it because he didn't want to do, because it was the 70s.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of like low budget revenge movies coming out, like I Spit on Your Grave and shit like that. So he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna whatever. It's all men and there's no what's the word I'm looking for?
were you struggling with
damsel
that?
in distress?
Damsel in
is
distress.
what I was going to. Yeah,
I agree, but then they decided to put women in it and ruined it. So let's get into the movie. Yeah, when you put women in things, they always ruin it.
Yeah, this movie's ruined now. You can't watch it.
One of the most iconic characters of all time. Yeah,
I really like the movie until the end. Then it gets woke, and I turn it off.
Speaking of like a woke stuff or whatever, I do really enjoy this movie because it literally is just a woman being badass. Like it has nothing to do with her being a woman.
They don't really.
It's not like shoehorn. You know what I mean? Like shoehorn that in anymore.
None of the characters.
She's the person.
She's there.
None of the characters are like super developed. Really, we don't get a lot of backstory, but it's because the movie wants you to guess who's going to survive at the end.
Yeah,
like there's a lot. Like Halloween, you watch it, and you're like, well, Jamie Lee Curtis is making it out of this movie. We're spending so much time with her. So Ripley doesn't really become the main character of this movie.
Yeah, in the beginning, it's like everybody.
Until like the third act, and then it's like, oh, I guess she's the main character now.
She's also the only one with common sense.
Yeah, throughout this movie, yeah. Well, we find out why. Anyway,
know,
let's get into the movie here. Oh, hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm good, Tony from Hack the Movies. How are you?
Oh, I'm just singing one of my favorite songs. I don't know if you ever heard it. It goes a little like this.
Oh.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath, and I noticed I have beautiful balls.
Yeah.
Our friends at Manscaped, the global leaders in below-the-waist hygiene, are turning men's shower dreams into their favorite routine with the all-new Ultra Premium Collection. The all-in-one hygiene skin and hair bundle is designed to upgrade the everyday man shower routine From head to toe, your skin, hair, and balls deserve this. They deserve it. Save big by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code HackTheMovies. Hello, Ian. Do you love Manscaped?
Oh, do I? It's one of my favorite products.
What was life like before Manscaped?
Oh, well, before Manscaped, the love of my life, my fiance, Johanna.
I've heard of her.
She would do it for me.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. It was very painful, but I just thought that's how it was. And then I found Manscaped.
Yeah.
I don't hurt anymore.
Yeah. You cut down on the bandages and the Band-Aids?
I haven't had to buy Band-Aids in weeks.
And weeks, okay. So you still need them. But for something else, not ball related.
Not ball related.
Yes.
Just regular being beat up by my wife.
Now your balls are okay. You're going to pump out a ton of kids with those bandages.
Oh, I hope not.
So let me walk you through the Manscaped shower routine. This is brand new. You're going to want to listen to this. Step 1, you lather on the cologne-infused ultra premium body wash with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean and moisturized all day. Not sure if you heard that correctly, but the body wash is cologne infused.
Ooh.
So that special someone in your life, even if they do cut your balls, will absolutely love it.
Ah, she means well at least.
Yes. Step 2, it's hair care time. Apply the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner that cleanses and nourishes in one step. The non-greasy formula has a base of coconut water, green tea, aloe turmeric, and sage. Apply this to your armpits and pubic region too. You gonna apply it to your pubic region?
Of course, I have to have a maintained happy trail.
Exactly. Now, step 3, once you hop out of the shower, protect yourself from body odor by applying on the Manscaped aluminum-free deodorant, or aluminium for our British people watching. This deodorant dries clear and is also cologne infused. You're going to have so much cologne on you.
Oh, I'm going to smell like a god.
Yes. Do you have tattoos or dry skin?
I absolutely do.
Oh my God, that's so many tattoos. Well, let's hit your skin with the hydrating body moisturizer spray.
Ooh.
To moisturize your tattoos, I guess.
Perfect. So they won't dry out and be flaky.
Exactly. Step 5. Apply the Manscaped Lip Balm. This is a free gift when you purchase the Ultra Premium Collection.
Ooh.
They're just giving stuff
I know.
away.
This is insane.
And last but not least, we're using the Lawnmower 4.0 electric trimmer
My favorite product.
to clean off any unwanted body hair. You love that Lawnmower 4.0.
Oh, that's what saved my balls from constant struggle.
And I'm glad your balls are okay. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof, so you bet it's a major key to the new shower routine. You do it in the shower?
That's perfect, because that way I can just have the hair come right off down the drain.
Yes.
Don't leave any messes.
Yes. This elite trimmer is designed to trim hair on loose skin. Although your balls might look like punching bags, don't treat them like one and benefit from the proprietary skin-safe technology. This new bundle will change your life. And I want all my listeners out there to live their best lives. And you, Ian, you deserve to live your best life.
Thank you, Tony from Hack the Movies.
With your hairless balls.
I know.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code
Hack the Movies.
Thank you for remembering the code at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code
Hack the Movies
at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with your new Manscaped shower routine.
I don't feel pain anymore.
You ready to get wet?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let's get wet. So the movie starts off. We get a beautiful painting of the planet, and then the letters start to come in. Now, the letters were originally going to be, there is one in here, but I don't think it was the one that they were going to go with. It was going to be bone and flesh mixing together, spelling the name alien.
No.
They have a thing in here.
No.
It's like the beginning of Child's Play 3
Oh my god.
with the plastic and the blood.
Oh, yeah.
Seed of Chucky.
Oh, God.
I can't find it. I'll find it later. But yeah, the one in this magazine, it looks like an H.R. Giger style. But I think in the DVD they show there's like spiky bones and stuff. That was the original idea. They didn't go with it. They went with this like hieroglyphic sort of like it
Simple
fades in.
font. Yeah.
But it's like a fade in. It
and
works.
We see the Nostromo and it's massive. What is it carrying 20 billion tons of mineral ore or something like that?
We're going home, baby.
Yeah, they're going home. They're on their way to Earth.
We just had a great mining, successful mining mission. We're going home.
And then like, showing showing the sets just completely empty and stuff. Like, this is like, hey, this is where you're going to be hanging out the whole movie. Look how scary it is.
It's comfy.
And a lot of the sets were expanded with mirrors. Not really noticeable in this one. In Aliens, there's a mirror shot that's super noticeable once it's pointed out to you, and you're like, oh, I don't know how I didn't notice that from years. There's only like 3 of those pods that open up, and they used a mirror. Anyway, there's like 2 Vasquez's in one scene.
She's just too bad.
Yeah. You know? So yeah, the corridors are like really creepy, and like this is like the scariest spaceship. Like
Haunted house in space, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that though, because you see like Star Trek and stuff, and I guess Star Wars helped move this kind of spaceship.
Yeah, it's not like chrome and all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like
it's future-y looking. It's just kind of like a thing.
We're past the atomic age where everything's shiny and like, oh, it's futuristic.
Yeah. But even in Star Wars, you see like the Imperials or even like rich people have nice cleaner ships, but then there's like the Millennium Falcon and stuff, which is all more like ragtag.
Lived in.
Yes, and this feels very lived in. This is like
it's supposed to be like relatable.
Yeah.
Especially the characters.
Yes.
It's like an oil rig.
Yeah.
In space.
What the hell are those dipping birds called?
The drip
Oh,
birds.
the plastic things.
What are those?
I forget
I've
what they're
never
called.
seen those in person.
Aren't they what they call? Aren't they what they're called? The dipping birds.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know Homer Simpson used one to do his job in the episode where he became 400 pounds so he could work from home.
And I know Jean-Claude Van Damme used one in Double Team to get out of the prison that he was in because he cut his thumbprint off and it like touched it with an eraser. That movie's fucking great. We should do that with Rodman.
Oh yeah, Well, is that movie just like a ripoff of The Prisoner at one point with the island that they have to escape
All I gotta
from?
say is Mickey Rourke.
Pretty sure a guy accidentally kills himself, but it's made to look like Mickey Rourke did. He accidentally locks himself in the car as he blows up. Anyway, so I really liked the helmets and the computers being projected on the helmets. It looks like the helmets are like talking to each other. And they tried to redo this in Alien vs. Predator. Did it work for you in Alien vs. Predator?
Completely.
Oh, okay.
Totally,
All
yeah.
right.
1979. 78, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the reference, but in Alien vs. Predator, like, it wasn't cut to make it look like the helmets were talking. It's just, okay, we have a weird room where the Predators just put their helmets and it stares at a map and no one's there. It's like, all right, that's kind of weird. Why do they have that?
That movie's so disappointing.
Yeah, that movie was very disappointing.
It's just
very, very disappointing. So the first person we see wake up is Kane. The whole Joe Buchanan.
Oh, hello, I'm back, Tony!
John Hurt.
Rest in peace.
Last minute replaced an actor whose name I don't have, but there's behind the scenes footage of him. There was an actor who played the part of Kane, and I think he found out, like, got real sick and he found out he had, like, hepatitis or something.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's what happened. Joe Buchanan shot the fuck up Buchanan, and he came out of the pool and he said, hey, I'll take over your role, no problem.
Oh my God.
Frankenstein Unbound. So good.
Please. It connects it all, everything together.
So yeah, John Hurt. I think maybe it might have been one of those cases where they wanted John Hurt initially. I had to go back and check, and they weren't able to get him.
No, yeah, and then there was something happened.
Well, the
with
actor
him. Well, no, with John Hurt.
Where he was like in a play or something.
Yeah, there was a conflict.
Yeah,
and then the other guy came in and then got sick.
Yeah.
And then they tried to get John Hurt again, but then there was something about he was denied a visa because they confused him for somebody else.
That's what it is. Oh, yes, they confused him with someone else. His name was similar to someone else. And like he couldn't get a work.
John Hurd or something like that.
Yeah,
something,
the guy from Home Alone.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. But yeah, it was something like that, and then eventually they ended up getting him.
Yeah.
Good
call, remembering all the details of that story.
I don't. You started talking about it. I'm like, wait, I know this.
I didn't even know that. That's cool.
By the way, so they show Kane wake up first, and I think it's to trick you into thinking he's the main character.
Oh, definitely.
But this scene like makes me sad now because half the room's dead. John Hurt's dead. Ian Holmes dead. Yaphet Kotto died.
Movie, we've reviewed together with Ian.
I know.
Harry Dean Stanton's dead.
He goes to the Shire after this, man.
So it's just Tom Skerritt, Sigourney Weaver, and Veronica Cartwright.
Yeah.
That's it. Fucking the alien's dead. He died young. The guy who played the alien. I forget what he died from, but yeah. So now I'm watching. I'm like, oh, that's a bummer.
It's usually complications with like big people like that.
Yeah. But it's funny. The main cast, like, they're dying like real close to each other. Like, it's like every year, and someone watch Sigourney Weaver.
I wasn't understanding what
She's
you were
not
saying
allowed
for
to
a
die.
second.
Oh no, I meant the actors are dead.
Yeah, I know they all died. And he's like, I thought you were making a joke.
No, I mean, like, it's sad because the actors are.
Well, you're always a smarmy motherfucker. So I was like, oh,
No, I was trying to be nice.
That's really funny.
I like this movie.
I actually was on your side this time. At first, I thought he was going the route you thought, but then I was like, oh no.
I'm sorry. It took me a second to catch up. R.I.P. For real.
Okay, how are they smoking in space?
Don't worry about it.
What you mean?
How are they smoking cigarettes in space?
Like you smoke a cigarette on Earth.
No, that's not how that works.
How do you know how this
They
spaceship
have
functions?
good ventilation and gravity
I think
stuff.
Ridley
and,
Scott will be like, they figured it out.
Well, if it's
because-
cycling the carbon dioxide in the oxygen.
Well, did you ever see Thank You for Smoking?
No.
It's a really good movie, and they're talking about like
You know who directed that?
who?
The same guy who directed your favorite Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, yes.
Jason Reitman.
Yes, that's when he made good movies. I actually really like Jason Reitman's movies. I think he's a very good director. I think he had a couple flops, and then he called his daddy for help, and then he made a terrible Ghostbusters movie. But let's focus on the good movie here. I do like Jason Reitman. Jason, I forgive you for Afterlife. Go back to making good movies.
I started watching it when I was coming back from Disney, but then I saw Scream 5, Scream 5 was available to watch, and I was like, fuck you.
So,
I'll get back to you later.
where was I going with that? In Thank You for Smoking, they're talking about getting like a cigarette into like a sci-fi movie, and they're like, but what in a flame and an all helium atmosphere cause an explosion? And then I think Adam
Don't
Brody
worry
goes,
about it.
that we say something like, thank God we made the whatever device. It's a movie. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Whatever.
Out of all the things.
Are you quoting other people with the "it's a movie" line?
No, when something but it matters, like smoking doesn't matter in this, I normally say plot.
Whatever. So Dallas gets alerted by the ship's computer. By the way, they all think they're like home. They're like, good old Earth. I don't remember it being
Mother's
orange
waking us
with a
up.
ring around it, but
Wait a
sure.
second, where is it? Not LV 421.
So Dallas gets alerted by the ship's computer mother. That they are being sent to investigate a signal. They don't know if it's a human signal, and they don't know if it's a distress signal or whatnot. They're like, you got to check this out. And like, what you call Parker and Brett, they're like upset about it. They're like, I don't give a shit. And they're like, if you don't do this, you forfeit all your shares of the mining stuff. And they're like, oh, we love it. Let's go.
This is like mitten hand shit, right?
It's Dr. Manhattan.
You're going to go to the planet and get the alien.
Now, is that why you love Leprechaun 4? Because it reminds you of Alien? What would you prefer to watch? Leprechaun 4 in space or Alien?
Alien.
You know, these days, it's neck and neck for me. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like...
Second time I've been on set talking about space stuff and it's green. You're trying to indoctrinate me? Like, what are you doing?
So, the matte shots are still kind of dodgy. Thank God there's not a lot of them. Like, there's that overhead shot of like the windows of space, and it's just like, it's like rough 70s blue screen. But like I said, there's very few of them in the movie. So
it's still charming to me. I mean,
but the paintings and the miniatures are phenomenal.
I love
Beautiful.
the miniatures so much.
Oh my God, the Nostromo looks so so the Nostromo has like a mining thing that it carries, but it also can separate, and then it also has a shuttle.
yes.
I don't know why they never try to just trap it in the mining area and then leave, but whatever.
Plot.
So shut up.
It's also moving around places where they don't really have access to.
Yeah. So I love, because they were like, oh man, this is like a slow scene of it landing. How many shots of the ship do we have to do? And they came up with the whole computer display thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's clever. And it actually, because it's a lot like it's similar to like the yellow barrels in Jaws. It's like, we don't want to show the shark too much. Let's do this. We don't want to show the landing too much. Let's do this computer layout, and it's foreshadowing for later in the movie when they have a different computer layout tracking something.
It's funny you say that because Dan O'Bannon's whole thing was like, oh, it's like Jaws in space. That was his pitch.
When they're landing, the one leg of the ship just gets damaged because it lands on a rock. Seems like a shitty design to me. Like,
and it's not even like it's like, oh, this is like messed up. Like everything started breaking.
yeah, that one leg being bent, like the hydraulics get fucked up and start shorting out stuff. Who built this son of a...
You think it would like crush the rock, right? I don't know.
Yeah, you would assume it could crush the rock.
Or
I mean,
like it has like some type of like bouncy thing in there where like it lands.
Like a shock? It doesn't have a shock?
Yeah, shock. Yeah, like something simple like that. But no.
So
it trips.
Despite the damage, Dallas, Kane, and Lambert, they go off to investigate, and they're being monitored by Ash. The shot of them in the elevator leaving the ship, it's, I believe, where the fuck did the thing go? I believe it's Ridley Scott's kids.
Oh, yeah, it is to show that it's bigger.
They have a picture of them in here. Hold on.
That's pretty clever, though, to make,
Oh, it's like it's a genius idea.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Every time I go to find one picture, I'm just going to scan it.
Little people on big sets.
I'm going to scan it. Yeah, so it's like, hey, these sets are big. How do we make them look bigger? I'm like, oh, just put kids in the suit.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Ripley, she checks in on Brett and Parker, and they're just giving her shit, and she's just not having any of their bullshit. It's a common theme.
Whatever, guys. Go fuck yourself.
Why don't you just fuck off? But then fuck is like kind of censored a little bit.
Yeah.
Why don't you just fuck off? What?
Like it kind of disappears for a little bit. And she's like, yeah, you're entitled to a share no matter what they find. Will you just fucking relax? Because they're just so money hungry.
Well, there's a lot of gore in this movie, especially for the 70s.
Yeah.
So maybe that was why.
Yeah. The ship, again, designed by H.R. Giger, the alien, the derelict ship, is beautiful. Yeah, like and I'm not saying that because it has giant vagina doors.
One of my favorite stories about the vagina doors is Sigourney Weaver brought her family in to like see the sets and everything, and then she's just cracking up because they're looking at this door that is clearly a vagina, and she's just sitting there like, yeah, I work here. This is what I do.
Want to see the facehugger?
Yeah, you see that over there? Yeah. Yep. I'm doing this.
So they find the Space Jockey, which they actually made like a miniature of this for the premiere of the movie, and someone lit it on fire. There were complaints that it was like a satanic imagery or whatever, and then someone lit it on fire. So they have the Space Jockey there.
This enigmatic icon of film.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Look at this big, like, bony thing. It's definitely not a 9-foot tall, pale guy in a fucking suit. It's not that bullshit.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
I
didn't need that.
Nothing made me sad. Like, when I first started watching Prometheus, I'm like, who's that pale guy? That guy sucks. Hope I don't see him again. And then as soon as they had the head of the jockey and they said it's a helmet, I went, oh no. I was like, oh no. And then it was the pale guy and I went, oh God.
Tony, it's my fucking alien movie, Tony.
And then they're like, it's human. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, humans didn't make the aliens. And then Alien Covenant came out and it's like, oh no, our robots made the aliens. Like, oh my God, this fucking sucks. Anyway.
Those movies don't exist.
Yeah, seeing the jockey, it like lit up my imagination as a kid. I'm like, oh, what's its story?
Yeah.
And then Prometheus ruined it. But we have...
It's kind of like with Halloween. Like, technically it didn't need a sequel. Like, why is Michael Myers doing this? We didn't need to know. That's what made it scary.
It was the Thorn cult.
Please.
But luckily, guys, we have the Space Jockey's tail.
Oh, God. What did they say?
That's actually a really cool picture.
Yeah, it is.
What do they say in the book?
And by the way, I think this also was their kids around. Like the close-ups.
Yeah,
it was the
anything with him in the ship to show how big things are, it's his kids.
And do you know what the... Oh, by the way, vagina. You know what the hallway was that they were...
Can I borrow that?
Do you know what the hallway was that they were walking down? I don't know if they were real, but they were modeled off of whale bones. I think they might have been real whale bones.
Oh,
that they
really?
built the set around, yeah. All right, so here we go. According to the official Alien magazine. A deserted bone-like spacecraft of staggering size, a trio of thick-lipped organic openings.
Thick-lipped.
That's pretty funny for 1970. They knew what they were going for there. Yeah. A little kid's reading this being like, oh yeah, they are thick-lipped, like not realizing it.
Mom, they got these thick-lipped doors.
In the side of the U-shaped derelict within a chamber whose walls are reminiscent of a human rib cage, but it was actually whales, whose air is permitted by a thin blue mist. I got a fun fact about the mist in a second that you're going to like.
Okay.
In its center, a great disc, a cannon-like device, and the fossilized remains, definitely not a suit, of a giant long-dead pilot, the Space Jockey. the being's radio is still functioning. It's still transmitting a final frightening message to the universe. Stay away! Really dramatic. The Space Jockey.
I mean,
Who is he? Or is it a she? No. Or or an it? Maybe. Biomechanical part of
Maybe
the
it's not
craft in
gendered.
which it was traveling. Where did it come from? Where did it go? If it hadn't been for... And why?
We don't need to know.
To conquer, to colonize, or simply to visit? Why are there hundreds of alien eggs in the hold in its spaceship? In the original draft of Alien, the Alien plot, the jockey was not from space, but from the very same world as the alien, one of the small planet's 3 civilizations, and the vehicle was not a spaceship, but a landcraft. Landcraft.
So LV 426, I said 421 before.
Yeah.
LV 426 is its home world, according to that,
According to this, yes.
in 1979.
Yes. Well, there's theories here.
Okay.
This is the original script, so keep in mind
Right.
that. And the vehicle was not a spaceship, but a landcraft moving from one sector of the planetoid to another. Then the concept changed. The jockey came from outer space. Its mission unknown. Its fate killed by the chestburster. Its legacy, a fate etching of a triangle on its instrument panel. I don't remember that. A silent alarm, anyone who might happen along. A warning not to go near the huge pyramid which stands on the horizon, for inside the pyramid is death in the form of 1,000 unborn aliens. Does a pyramid full of aliens sound familiar? Seems like they put this one in the idea pile and brought it back later. Actually, some of the designs of the pyramid is used in Alien vs. Predator, the 1999 video game. The alien that you're in, it's the same design.
That's a great game. And again, there's so many great,
Yeah.
and that's a different conversation.
But here we go. Budget cuts for simplification of that second storyline, eliminating the pyramid all along with its hieroglyphics showing the alien's reproductive cycle and an altar housing the lethal eggs. Sound familiar? Yeah. Paul Anderson, you're great. Paul W.S. Anderson. Sorry, P.T. Anderson. I didn't mean to call you out. So a third lot was conceived, one in which Lambert, Dallas, and Kane follow the spacecraft's radio, blah, 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 blah. Let me see here. So here's the story that the magazine has. Thousands of years ago, the jockey's race had hoped to settle on the alien's barren world. I don't know why. It looks like it sucked.
Terraforming it?
barren world. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what they do in Aliens.
Like most advanced civilizations, they had long ago outgrown their native world. A large, fit breed. They plan to use their a large, fit breed. Definitely not just a kind of tall guy in a suit.
Definitely not humans.
Yes.
Or humanoid. Maybe?
It still makes me mad. It's been like 10 years and it still makes me really mad.
It's not that bad. If you don't consider it part of the Alien franchise.
First, the colonists made certain that they would not be destroying any native life forms with their atmospheric manipulation. That's a lie. Unfortunately, since the alien eggs were dormant, the sensors of the benign giants indicated no signs of life. A ship landed, its crew hopeful that the job would be swiftly accomplished. They began their work. After screaming into their radios, were never heard from again. Oh. You never knew this story. No. Now you know it. Second team suffered a similar fate. I said a familiar fate.
I mean,
so the third landing was made by the jockey at the controls of an armed vessel. So this is like a warship. He's like, oh, fuck.
So is the Horseshoe the armed ship?
Yes.
With eggs on it.
Well.
Continue.
With one finger on the trigger of the cannon, the pilot warrior looked
Get away from her, you bitch!
Looked
and
for
then
the
he
creatures,
shot the queen, right?
Which were presumed to have slain the previous parties. There was nothing to be seen, no remains of the jockey's fellow beings or their attackers. Stepping onto the planet's rocky surface, the jockey did some exploring and, like those before him, discovered the alien eggs. Thinking them to be harmless in their unhatched state, idiots, and possibly damaged by the environmental changes begun by his predecessors, the newcomer loaded them onto the ship's hold to bring them home
well, you know what? He deserved to die.
Yeah,
like,
for
what?
protection and study. By the way, there are thousands of eggs, and it's just one guy. He was doing this for a while.
Yeah, but like to preserve it, like there's so many there.
The parents of these creatures must have perished protecting their unborn children against what they thought was an invasion. Surely they could not be blamed for that. Suddenly, about to leave the hold, the jockey was assaulted by a facehugger, so he picked up 1,000 eggs. And it wasn't until he put the last egg down and was ready to go home when they jumped out.
Oh my god.
I wonder if the Krites are on this planet too.
The jockey was assaulted by a facehugger and, unable to see, stumbled to the bridge of the ship to surroundings which were familiar and could be navigated by touch alone. So he's walking around like blah, 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 blah. When the facehugger's task had been completed, the aliens seed implanted in a host, the chitinous carrier, I don't know what that word is, died and fell away. The unsuspecting victim recovered quickly and broadcast the story home, blah, 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 and yeah, that's it. So that's the story.
Can the facehugger change its size?
No.
I know. I figured, because this being is much bigger.
It's got a big enough head. If you look at it,
it's pretty big.
Yeah, but the face
Maybe
is...
it adapted, like... You
No,
know.
I think it can get its fingers around.
Remember,
But now...
it was a big one
Unless
in
it was
friggin' Prometheus.
But now
Unless it
you
was
guys
a queen
know...
facehugger.
Yeah, now you guys know the story. One alien came to find his friends, and then he picked up thousands of eggs, presumably one at a time, and he's very big. Hopefully they're very light. And he put them in a ship, and he put a little blue light on all of them, and then one of them jumped out.
Because he broke the seal, right? Of the blue light?
I guess so. Don't break the seal.
I don't know. I don't need to know that shit.
God.
It's much more fun to be like, what is this wacky ass thing?
Yes.
What is
you
happening?
can use your imagination.
Yes.
And of course,
Fill in the blanks.
Ridley Scott always had the theory that they were weapons, and that's what led to Prometheus. Even back in like the 90s with the commentary track, he was...
James Cameron, you mean?
No, Ridley Scott.
What do you mean?
Ridley Scott said his theory for the jockey was that they were carrying the eggs to be weapons. He thought the jockeys like made them for that purpose, and he always had that idea. And as a kid, I was like, "That's a great idea, Ridley Scott. Make that movie." And I wish I could go back in time and kick myself.
Yeah, because he listened to you.
Yes. So there's a little bit of foreshadowing where Ash prevents Ripley from going out there because she's like, "It sounds like a warning." He's like, "Don't worry about it.
She's gonna blow the whole fucking thing."
Now, the blue light with the laser and whatnot. You know who did that? Anton Furst, the designer of Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh.
Yeah, he did a little bit of work on this.
Interesting.
He was working in like nightclubs and stuff and experimenting with like lasers and stuff, and they got him to do that.
I was doing my laser show for the DJ, and I was like, hey, Ridley Scott, I'll shoot this over the eggs. What do you say? Sorry, Anton. He's probably not German.
Well, he's been dead since 1991, so I don't think he's going to hear this.
What if he is?
Huh?
He's listening right now.
He's listening.
The ghost of Anton.
He just appears.
So yeah, Kane goes down there to the eggs. Also a little foreshadowing with the chest burst out. I like the water droplets are going up the eggs.
Yeah, it's really cool.
They just hung it upside down.
Yeah.
And it's Ridley
Simple.
Scott's hands in the thing for the
is it?
facehugger. And they went to a butcher, like a butcher place, and they just got cow guts to throw in the egg. Which
Makes
is fucking
sense.
They
gross.
did that a lot. They used like I think it was like oysters and stuff.
Yes,
too.
oysters
Yeah.
later on.
It sure
Now,
looks
can we
like
talk about how the logo,
oysters.
the logo on the poster, the famous alien logo, is it's not the egg from the movie,
I love how like that was like promo art that they were just like, fuck it.
and they're still using it.
I
I'm
think-
like, but that's not the egg.
I think it might be, especially at that time, it might have been more off-putting if they put, you know.
Oh, with its thick, luscious lips.
Yeah. Makes you want to kiss the top of it, right? Come here,
Yeah,
you.
those kinds of lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, what other lips are there? What are you talking about?
Both.
I mean,
So yes, the facehugger pops out, and everyone jumps. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh my god! And they
Let me
bring
tell
him
you,
back to
let
the
me tell you
ship.
something. Kane is fucking staying there. See ya.
isn't the egg an animatronic too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a hydraulic.
The
thing.
noise that it makes when it opens, like,
Yeah.
it's
Don't
like,
they not
oh, man.
use that again?
What do you mean?
Do they keep using that sound? I can't remember.
No,
thought
I
they
think in the later
I
ones.
think it
it's
was
like-
only in this.
There might be a
I actually like the ones in Resurrection
I was gonna
and
say.
even AVP because the whole egg like moves now because they could do that. I didn't like Cameron's eggs. They just look different.
You don't like Stan Winston's eggs.
Nah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So they bring Kane back, and Ripley is like, "No, not gonna let you in. It's gonna contaminate the whole thing. You got to stay there."
Wasn't a part of this cut at any point?
There's a part after this
Okay.
that was cut. Well,
That
you watched
reaffirms-
you watched the Director's cut.
No, no,
What was the scene the same?
Yeah, this scene was the same.
Yeah.
I hate that it's called a director's cut. It's not a director's cut.
It's not a director's cut.
Guys, the theatrical cut is the director's cut.
Yes.
Even Ridley Scott said, like, I don't know why they called it that.
They just inserted like a partially deleted scene and then just trimmed shit where it shouldn't have been trimmed.
Yeah, they trimmed the tension.
Yeah.
Went right to the action, which I think is why I think they did it on purpose. Because I think at that point, Aliens was out, right?
Yeah.
No, this director's cut is 2003.
No, that's what I mean. Like they fixed it to make it more actiony.
This movie's boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know
Trim it.
I remember they re-released it in theaters and they wanted a new cut, but like call it like an alternate cut. Like it's not a director's cut,
No.
which is weird.
Didn't he like cobbled it together like quickly?
Maybe
Something like that?
He adds like there's like weird additions and then it's shorter. It's like a
And
minute
then
shorter.
weird
Yeah.
subtractions. Yeah.
Anyway, there is a scene related to this that gets cut afterwards.
Correct.
And you got to let me know if it actually is in the director's cut because I don't remember.
That's why I watched it.
Anyway, so ironically, the science officer doesn't trust the science and he does the opposite of what he should do.
Protocol.
So yeah, he totally ignores her, Ripley, and he just brings them in. Also, Dallas is a shitty captain. He should be like, oh yeah, I gotta say.
He's like, no, I'm in charge. Like, you need to open the door.
I'm outside.
And she's like, I'm literally following the law. Like,
yeah,
I'm listening to the science android. Well, we don't know he's an android yet.
oh yeah. Spoiler.
Sorry, milkman.
So then this scene when they're doing surgery on Kane, there was a part they cut out where Lambert comes in and just slaps the shit out of Ripley. Because she's like,
That's in the director's
That's in
cut,
the director's
yeah.
cut. She's like, you bitch, mother.
she's like, you're gonna leave us out there. And she's like, I'm literally following the law. I am following protocol.
Ripley's a little bit of a goody-goody, if you ask me. Fucking Karen
If
over there.
she literally got her way, this would have never happened.
Oh yeah, and she would have got their shares.
Yeah. And
Everybody would have got their money. They would have been rich, not
Yeah.
dead.
By the way, Parker makes a good point. It's like, why don't you just freeze them?
How come they don't freeze it?
Yep.
Why don't
he says it
yells
over
at
and
me, why
over.
don't you just freeze them? And Dallas, that idiot, doesn't go, oh yeah, why aren't we just putting them on ice? And
Ash
wait?
is like, don't worry about it.
"Ah, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so this whole scene is like tense because they go to touch the finger and it tightens around the neck.
Man,
They
I
find
love
out
that shot.
the puddle on John Hurt's neck.
Oh, yeah,
of
it's
the
so
sweat
gross.
is just like. I don't
originally
know.
the facehugger had its hands up here, and Dan O'Bannon's like, yeah, can you like put it to the side so it can actually hug the face because it doesn't make any sense.
Wait, do you mean Dan O'Bannon was on set?
Yeah, well, no, well, during the design of it.
I know.
Yeah.
But he was on set. He was kicked off the set.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was like, hey, this should be this way. And they're like, why don't you go shut up?
Look, Joe, I'm not arguing that he had really good ideas that they should have listened to. But also, I do think he might have been kind of an asshole.
He is kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing the fact that, like,
There's probably things he could have done to be a little bit more respected. Like, hey, instead of being like, I can imagine him with the stupid bow tie being like, you gotta do it this way. Or
it's also his first big movie. He's nervous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wants to make sure that it's good. And I get
Yeah.
that. But they did him dirty when they released it. But anyway.
Yes. I agree with that, but also I feel like he might have been kind of a dick on set.
Oh, 100%.
So where are we at here? So yeah, they figure out it's giving him oxygen, and Dallas is like, just rip it off his face. Ash is like, I might kill him.
Make an incision at the knuckle.
I love when Ash is like, you'll take full responsibility, right? It's like, yeah, I'll take full responsibility. It's like, all right, yeah, let's rip this baby off. So yeah, they go to cut it, and it's got acid for blood. And I love this because I think Dan O'Bannon said, like, I didn't want this to be like a bulletproof monster or something stupid. Like, I want it to be just an animal. You can kill it, but
There's a consequence.
There's
for
if
it.
it didn't-
serious repercussions.
but if it didn't have acid for blood, you could just beat it up with a rock or something.
Well, yeah.
So it's like, oh wow,
Get it with that cattle prod.
yeah. But now it's like, oh shit, if we cut it, it can like leak through the hole and kill everyone. They forget about.
I do like the scene with them running down, seeing like, oh god, is this
Yeah.
going to go through everything? 'Cause
Oh,
what, it went
with
like
the
3
pen?
floors?
Yeah, it went
Oh,
through
the
3
pen.
floors. I mean, they forgot about this by the time Alien Resurrection came out, and they're just shooting aliens left and right.
Maybe they had it. Hey, you don't know. Wayland Yutani could have had an acid-proof hull.
Maybe.
No, they don't because they get out of Brad
because
Dourif's
Yeah,
fucking
because-
cage.
yeah.
They use their acid to bring up, but they're shooting aliens
Oh.
left and right. It's like, where's the acid coming?
And at
in?
one point when the one dude shoots the alien and then it hits the dude in the face too.
Yeah.
Like so like there's
Yeah.
They
but
pick
it
and
doesn't
choose.
go through it literally just gives like a slight burn to
Yeah,
it. It
that
doesn't
was
even go
weird.
through him.
So.
Oh, I love
So
that
yeah,
movie. It's
so I
bad.
love that change. It's like, hey, it's just a normal animal, but you probably can't kill it in space. Probably gonna have a bad time. And then the stakes are a little different in the next one because you can just shoot it, but it's like you gotta make sure it's far away.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you gotta attack it with ranged weapons, and you can't really do that when they're just climbing on top of you.
it's so good. In a completely different way than this is.
Yes. Ripley chews out Ash for not respecting her authority.
Choose out ass?
Chews out Ash.
Oh.
Not ass. We're not doing this one again. You are still not invited to my Morgul dinner. But yeah, so much like Clarice, Ripley is a self-made woman who has to put up with men not respecting her and constantly holding her back. Johanna can't relate because, men are responsible for her career. You're welcome. So let's go move on to the next one.
I don't know. I think that I'm responsible for my own, especially seeing as, I make $500 for just, existing.
Because I put you on a show that got you a lot of sims. All I want is a thank you.
No. All you do is bully me, and then I bully you back, and then people get mad over that. And I'm just like, what? So I can't stand up for myself?
By the way, actually, Trisha sent me a comment that she got. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Related to that, actually. Hold on. I want to say, well, one, people now want to see her Stickman tattoo. That doesn't exist. I just made that up. She's like, thanks.
Way to plant that in there.
She should literally just Sharpie it on her arm.
Episodes with Trisha and Tony
big
are
toe.
palate cleansers in between the other episodes where Tony gets endlessly reamed on.
Like, seriously, though, rewatch any episode or whatever. I'm just minding my business. We're just talking about the movie, and then he makes some fucking comment, and I'm just like, all right, fine.
It would just be nice.
I'm in the middle of a war.
It would be nice once a month. You just go like, hey, Tony, thanks for everything. Couldn't have done it without
Tony,
you.
I literally just drove you I drove to where you dropped your car off and drove you back here. And I'm assuming I'm probably going to have to drive you to get your fucking car, too. Did I get a thank you for that? Because you sure as hell did not thank me for that. All you said was, and
Joe,
I
can you
quote,
drive me to Mavis? So I don't have to thank you.
I got someplace to be.
I already did it! Literally, all I got was,
Come down, please.
calm down, please. Where? It's right next to so I was like,
Don't cut out that last part.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cut out the
And
pizza
then-
place, god damn it.
And then come now, please. Just not.
I said
No,
please.
no, thank you.
Joe, I said please.
Look, don't put me in the middle of this.
I'm trying to talk
I
about
know, I can't get out of
I'm
it.
trying to talk about Alien with Ripley, who's a self-made woman that Johanna can't relate to. God, can we just get back on track?
Didn't you do the same thing? You mooched off other people to get famous?
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't you fucking say anything. Anyway,
You talking to me?
the next day, they find out that the facehugger crawled off Kane and died. Good little jump scare when they knock over the trash can.
Yeah.
Followed by so the facehugger just gets up and then it crawls away.
Yeah,
and then it's just gonna hang out here.
It impregnates. It puts the embryo in, makes sure everything's nice and cozy, and then it falls off and dies. My problem is they're just like, hey, you okay? All right, let's go have some dinner. This fucking alien thing.
Didn't what's his face say he wanted to freeze him again?
Yes.
Like he said again after he woke up.
So at
Maybe
this
we
point,
should put him in the freeze.
So at this point, she wants the thing to be launched out.
Yeah.
And Kane's like, Ash is like, no, I gotta keep it.
Yeah, I gotta study it.
I gotta keep it. And Dallas is like, sure. And then at one point she's like, do you even know this guy? He's like, oh no, they replaced him 2 days before we lifted off site. It's like, he's kind of shady. He's not doing what a science officer should do.
I feel like Dallas is in on this to an extent.
Not really.
No. I know, but I feel like clandestinely. Like he's just like, okay, he got the little bit of hush money or something, you think?
Maybe he knows, because he's like, yeah, the company, and that's what they want. They can do
Okay,
whatever.
fine. Then he's a shitty captain.
He doesn't know about the overall plan.
Yeah.
He probably guesses something's happening. And he's just keeping his mouth shut.
Maybe it's his last go round. And he's all set up on Earth and he's ready to go.
He's like the John Smith on the Titanic. He's just like, oh, my last hurrah. Let's power up those engines. Let's go. Oh God, we're all dying. Wow, it's exactly like Titanic.
And they didn't have Billy Zane.
I was going to say, you got to be like Billy Zane.
Gotta be like Billy Zane. Billy Zane would have said.
Yeah, this is my child.
I have an alien.
You just gotta grab the cat instead.
Oh,
this is my
Jonesy.
Jonesy.
Oh, yes.
I already talked about it in The Godfather. I called back to the Billy Zane. I'm like, oh, that little girl that he saved was Ruth Bader Ginsburg. He's the hero of that film.
I think you used that joke before.
I did in the Titanic episode. Well, no, remember I did what was it? I did Susan B. Anthony, and then we found out she died before the Titanic, so I had to change it.
God, I hate you.
So they go back to space. And Brett always says right whenever Parker says anything, and I love that thing. She's like,
Right.
you always say that. He's like, right.
Right.
What's his name again? From
Harry Dean Stanton.
Harry Dean Stanton. I always forget his name. I'm always like, oh yeah, Brain from Escape from New York. Yep.
The janitor from the Avengers?
Yeah, Alice Cooper.
Yes. So yeah, Kane wakes up and they're like, hey, we're going home. Let's have some dinner first.
Everybody's like, yay, we're eating. And then
Yeah.
Kane's like, I want to have some real good food when I get home.
And Parker's like,
food
I
ain't
want to
that
eat
bad,
some,
baby.
I want to eat some sweet muff. He makes a joke about that.
Muffins. Yeah.
You muffins.
Sweet lips.
Some juicy lips.
He's got him right there, right? You know.
He says it in front of car. He's like, I'd rather be eating something else, but I'll stick to food. And before you can register like that joke, me as a little kid was like, what does that mean? Like, before I could think about it, I'm like, oh no. That reminds me of Predator, the pussy jokes when I was a kid. I thought they were about cats and I didn't get them.
Oh my God. Anyway.
I was like, what? Why is the cat as big?
I had a fucked up childhood where like I was babysat by a lot of older kids.
Yeah.
So I knew what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's the way
Anyway,
why I am the
Kane
way I am
starts
today.
choking.
Kane starts choking, and then the chest burster happens.
Yeah, Koto's got the best line of the whole movie.
What's he saying?
The food ain't that bad.
Oh,
baby.
the food ain't that bad. Yeah, I thought you meant after.
No.
So apparently no one knew what it was going to look like except for Tom Skerritt.
Yeah, and then what was it? They knew that something was about to happen, but not blood spurting everywhere.
Yeah. I think they cut out Veronica Cartwright fell.
She falls on the floor. She slipped.
Oh.
Yeah, is it in the film or?
No.
Yeah, in the behind the scenes you see her. She like falls back and her like cowboy boots go up in the air. Remember those cowboy boots for an interesting fact later on.
Dan O'Bannon cried when this happened in the theater. He saw the premiere, and everybody fucking was screaming for like 5 minutes straight, and he was like crying because he was so happy that it like went off without a hitch.
And this
I mean, this is like the most iconic scene in like movie history.
I didn't know
like,
it, and I was lucky enough. This is like the Vader, I'm your father. I was lucky enough not to know the spoiler going in.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like the thing that they used to promote it, like Alien. Here's the chest burster coming out of.
Well, remember, I wasn't there in the 70s.
Well,
all I know
like,
is
in
that
the
there's an
90s.
alien in this movie. My friend's dad came home, turned it on, and I went in blind. So when it came out of the chest, I was like, what the? I'm like, no, what? Years later, I realized, I'm like, oh, it's just a penis with teeth.
Yeah.
I like that it talks
What's the
to them.
opposite of a vagina dentata? Would it be just penile
Penile
dentata?
dentata.
I like that it looks at them like, hi.
I like that it doesn't have eyes.
Yeah, that's so creepy. Although it does have a skull inside of it.
Yeah, I know. It's the
But
human
even the skull
yeah.
doesn't have eyes in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they have like a telepathic. It's insinuated later, but like
Yeah.
they have telepathic links or whatever.
Yeah.
So this probably sees them as some kind of like heat vision and or I don't know what.
Yeah.
Other sensory organ.
But the idea is like they have like the skull of whatever they adopt. I mean, they change it a little bit in the next one. Even the Pred Alien has a predator skull inside of it.
Yeah.
Not to bring up that shit movie, but that's a cool design.
I don't know. The alien predator stuff in that is cool.
When you can see it.
Sure.
The action figure's cool because I know what it looks like. You put the movie on, you're like, where is it? Is that it?
Needs a regrade.
Oh god, definitely. Yeah, so like I said, I love the scene of it looking and then running away, but you can actually see the little rod underneath it.
It's so cool though.
But yeah, I love just no one talks. They're just like
They're shocked.
they're just like, did I-
And then-
Oh no, Ash was like, like don't even like try to kill it.
oh, he's the one who says
touch
like
it.
don't
Yeah.
touch it, don't because the acid blood. Well, really, it's because he wants it alive,
Well,
but
yeah.
also the acid blood.
Yeah. But he wants it a lot.
Yes,
I kind of figured at that point. I was like, okay, something's going on.
but he also probably doesn't want to be sucked out into space.
This is also true. Well, then the missions failed. I love how like it's all quiet, like you said.
Yeah.
And the only thing that breaks it is like Kane's convulsions, like on the table.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay.
And by the way, it's like not even in like a dark scare. It's in the most brightly lit setting in
Yeah.
the film. Like it's just like, oh.
And that was the way to do it. you
Yeah.
know?
So let me see here.
and you were all comfortable too because it's like, oh, a nice happy scene.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Didn't
Everybody's
expect it.
having fun.
He's
and it's just
felt
like, oh
better
god,
now.
this is horrifying.
Imagine being like, oh, that thing that fell off his face must be like alive, right? Somewhere. It's going to drop out on them.
So they come up with a plan to split up and capture the alien in a net. It's the future.
They have a cattle prod too.
They have an electrical cattle prod thing. I don't know why they have that for mining mineral ore, but they have it.
It's to get off Minox off the outside of the ship.
But don't forget, they launched Kane out of the.
Oh right,
ship
they
too.
shoot Kane out of the thing.
Finally, they had a good idea, even though it was
Also, I
pointless
felt
at that
bad. They're
point.
like, does anyone want to say anything? And no one says anything.
Burial at space.
I mean, it was kind of, they were all in shock, and yeah.
I mean, if Dylan from Alien 3 was there, you would have had a whole prayer set up, but we'll talk about that in Alien 3. So yeah, they launch him out into space. That's how I want to go. Just when I die, send me to space and just launch me out of an airlock.
Okay, Elon Musk. We'll do that.
Nah, don't let Elon Musk do it.
He's the only one.
NASA's going to be too stuck up to do it. He would be the only one to do it.
I think there's a thing that you can do when you get cremated. I think they like shoot you into the atmosphere.
No, I want my body out there.
Like a firework?
They're not going to shoot. Yes. They don't. They won't shoot your actual body.
No, but I want them to.
No,
They're not going to do it.
I want to be launched into space.
Someone
Just the
has a
body?
telescope. They're like, oh look, it's Orion's belt, and you just see Tony's dead body like.
I don't even want to be
floating
like,
next to the fucking middle finger of the leprechaun.
What's it called? I don't even want to be like exhumed or whatever. I just want to be launched out, my organs all
Exhumed?
intact.
You mean embalmed?
Embalmed.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to
exhumed is
say.
the opposite.
Somebody's
You're
gonna-
already buried.
One of your crazy fans is gonna dig you up and then shoot you into space.
You know what? Even better. Even better. That would actually be funny.
I like the firework
Going up to my
idea.
family, someone took your son's body. Oh God, where is it? Okay, so you know Mars.
You ever see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Or imagine that, but on the moon. I was like, how did he get to the moon?
There you
Anyway.
go. You just nailed it. Texas Chainsaw in space.
Oh,
That's
we
how
gotta
it
do it.
happens.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
Oh God!
Oh God, I'm surprised they haven't. So
Don't
yeah.
give them ideas. Cut that out. No.
jeez.
So when they're going around looking for the alien, they accidentally find Jonesy the cat. They have a cat on the ship. I assume to eat rats and mice.
Was it always there? I mean, they knew it was there, right? Isn't it? Is it like the
they
community cat?
They knew the cat was on
Yeah.
the ship.
Yeah.
They just didn't know where it was. So does the cat also go into hypersleep with them?
I mean,
It does.
at the end, it does. So,
I
like, I would
assume-
assume it does. In
I assume the cat is there to take care of mice and stuff.
I assume it's there for like emotional support being in space that long.
that too.
Could be.
I know.
your cat,
I know.
though,
I
right?
live. I know. I live with Space Cat, but that is the last cat I would want to bring to space.
Why don't you ask Space Cat?
No, I tweeted it this morning about it. I took a picture of me trying to watch the movie and her just like blocking the TV. I'm like,
Too bad you don't have a Jonesy.
This is true.
Yeah, if only I ever had an orange cat named Jonesy. But unfortunately, I had an orange cat named Raid Shadow Legends, and I don't have it anymore. Anyway,
Lost in the divorce.
let's move on.
You can't cry on camera.
I can act like a man. All right, sorry.
Only Kevin Smith can cry on camera.
Yeah, so they send what's his face Brett to look for the cat, and then he walks into a big gold room, and that room looks awesome. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I was always trying to figure out. I'm like, is that like supposed to be like a boiler room? Like, what?
Oh, apparently
is that?
someone said that to like Ridley Scott. They're like, why would there be condensation and water on the ship? And Ridley came up with some bullshit thing. And he's like, because I want it to look cool. Like,
Yeah, and that's all you need, really, because it looks
Um,
fucking cool.
But the next room he goes into is the leg of the ship. It's like where it like comes out of.
Yeah, because
and-
they're trying to fix it,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, or that's just where it goes when
Yeah.
it gets pulled up. So yeah, he finds the skin. Now, I had lizards growing up, so right away I knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Uh-oh, it's growing," because that's what happens to my lizard. So
Or a snake. Yeah.
yes.
Reptiles.
Reptiles.
All reptiles? Do Komodo dragons shed their skin?
I'm pretty sure they
Pretty
do.
sure most. I don't know.
I don't think they fully like shed like that, but I think they like molt. I think is the word. I'm
Okay,
looking
yeah,
for.
yeah. I mean, spiders
Yeah.
do that too.
Turtles probably do. I think most reptiles do it.
Is a turtle an amphibian?
I don't know.
No, turtles are reptiles.
I don't
Okay.
think turtles do it.
Maybe not like crocodiles or turtles. We'll look into it.
Whatever.
Find out if crocodiles, alligators, and turtles molt.
Turtle shells grow with them,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
know
think like
that's
their
the
skin.
thing.
I think they might molt their skin.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway,
Whatever.
Need some jergens.
so I knew
Go
that it
ahead.
was going to be a bigger alien. I just didn't know how big it was going to be. So yeah, he finds Jonesy, and do you know how they got the cat to be scared?
They pissed it off somehow.
I know.
Yes.
I know. They had a doggy.
Yes, they had a dog behind like a board. So the cat would like come out and they would lift the board up and the cat would be like, oh no. I don't like this shit. Now, what a great tense scene this is, Joe, because we don't see any sign of the alien until the tail comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it would have been really stupid to show an alien not blending in at all with the surroundings.
I'm sorry, I like this scene.
It's so...
I like the scene. No, because of any other type of like horror, thriller, whatever, they would play like a music note or something.
Stinger, yeah.
Yeah. No, he's just chilling there, and you're just like, looking, you're just kind of like,
I hate that
if you're not paying attention, you can't, like, you wouldn't be able to tell at one point.
So the director's cut, they have the alien
right in the
hiding in the chains like this.
Yeah.
For some reason, he's just like,
He's hanging.
He's stalking him. He's having fun. Leave him alone.
Also,
He's taking a shower for some reason. He's just like, oh, this water's nice.
Also, I like if you look at some of the behind the scenes stuff, like they couldn't like get the tail to wrap around, so they took the tail off and put it on the front. So yeah, but like it's not like later in the movie where the alien does blend in with the
its head,
surroundings.
yeah.
Like when I watched the director's cut, I'm like, oh, it's right there. I'm like, oh, well now that's kind of taking me out of it, to be honest.
This one's less obvious though than the deleted scene with Lambert.
Oh no, we'll get to the crab walk. I want to talk about the crab walk. Yeah,
sorry, I like it. And then he drops down, whatever, and it's still super quiet because you don't hear music until the actual like reveal of him like starting to lift his head.
Yeah.
And then I think does the director's cut or is it the deleted scene where they show like they actually do like a wider shot of like Brett like bleeding?
I think that's a deleted scene.
I think that's deleted.
That's deleted, and also it's deleted. So he like pulls him up into the whatever,
grabs him by the head,
and the scene just ends with the shot of Jonesy, which is great.
Just watching, like
the original deleted scene is and actually it would explain how Parker and Ripley were able to describe the thing. Yeah, because this is like, wait, so how did they see it? And it's like because they came in and they're like, oh shit, he's gone. And I think they get covered in blood.
Yeah, it like drips all over him.
Yeah, that wasn't in a director's cut.
Yeah, so I mean that's a cool scene, but I like how it just ends with the cat watching.
Yeah, I just like in the description, it's just like it's big.
It's cool though, but the tail.
Does Ash say it's Kane's son or Kane's size?
Kane's son.
He says, he whispers something like Kane's. He either says size or son.
Oh, geez, I don't know. Did you watch it with the subtitles on?
I didn't.
Oh.
Sorry. I watched it with a cat in front of the screen.
Maybe that's why you missed it.
So yeah, they come up with a new plan to rig up some flamethrowers and chase it through the vents to the airlock. Ripley volunteers herself, and Dallas goes, "No, I'm gonna do it." Just listen to her. Come on.
He's been wrong about everything else.
Literally everything. Yeah. This is why women should be in charge.
That's why Ripley's like, okay.
Well, no, not even in charge.
Bye.
Yeah. Listen, if I'm captain and I'm just like, guys, there's a monster in the store. It's in the vents. And Johanna's like, do you want me to look for it? I'd be like, yeah. Go ahead.
You're the only one fit for the job.
You're the only one because
I would come back.
Because I respect your independence so much. Please go up there and get it. So yeah, he decides to go into the vents. After Mother is no help to him.
Mother's no help to anybody because she has allegiance to Ash anyway. Well,
so the computer screens, do they look like they were redone for this, like the re-release? They look really clean for 1979. I gotta see, well, no, because this tape is the modern release. I gotta find like an old copy of Alien and see what the text looks like.
What is? I think it's like the old CBS video.
Yeah, I'd have to look at that because the text looks so clean compared to everything else.
I don't know. I mean, they could have.
I mean, that's like a change that doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
So, it's just one thing I noticed. I'm like,
the CRTs look better than you think, though. But
yeah,
could be wrong.
So yeah, he goes into the vent and it's super stressful, even though I've seen it a trillion times.
Oh yeah. Oh, this scare every single time. Every single he's just like, hey!
And it also sets up for the next movie too, because they have the motion tracker with like the little dots.
Fucking read and write, man. Look,
read and write. It's not good with 3 dimensions, but it knows where it is.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's really good. What I like is that there's so much mechanical stuff on the ship that you could just put the track for the camera at the bottom and it just blends in.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow, that must be because like when you film with those things, like how do we hide the track? And when they were filming, they're like, oh, we don't have to. So whatever, it looks like it's part of the spaceship. So yeah, I like him going around with the flamethrower. This reminds me of Alien Isolation.
What a great game. You didn't like it?
If it was like a 5-hour game. I don't like that they padded it out to like a 10-hour game. The fucking...
It got repetitive with certain things.
How do I open the door?
And,
I gotta do a puzzle to open the door. Make that picture look like that picture. Let's do that 15 more times. It's like...
Minus all that, it was still great.
Yeah.
I like playing...
The mechanics were great.
I
and
like
the gameplay was
playing
great.
the movie levels that they had.
Was that extra?
Yeah, that was DLC, where they get like the
didn't
cast
play
back
that.
and everything.
Shit, I gotta fucking
Yeah,
download
it's really
that.
good.
Oh, I
Pretty
gotta
much
check that
everyone
out.
came back. Ian Holm didn't come back right away, so that's when they did the preview for it. His face is constantly in the dark, and his voice sounds different, and then he did show up. Yafakoto did the voice, and
That's so cool.
and he sounded not like 1979 Yafakoto.
I did
Go
enjoy
figure.
the alien being super glitchy in the beginning, too.
Oh yeah, the alien is super lit.
Like, before they, like, patched it, it was so glitchy.
It's a great idea for a game. I think the padding was really bad. And then the ending where they just didn't know what to do, and they're like, you just shoot a bunch of aliens. It's
Yeah.
like, well...
Yeah.
That's not really sold me on. And also isolation. There's like 50 billion people on the ship. So,
Yeah, but no one's really like an ally to you.
whatever.
You're literally...
You feel isolated.
Yeah.
I'll play it again. I'll try it. So,
Good game.
I love the whole, like, he goes down the ladder and it's just sitting there and it grabs him. That's fucking horrifying.
Give me a kiss.
Literally, it's just like, wrong way, you're going the wrong way. And then he's just like, oh shit. And then he's just, it's just like, hey.
By the way, they're like guiding him, and they're like, "Okay, it's coming up on you," and he's like, "Huh?"
But I think it's like,
I don't see it yet.
He's an
It's like
idiot.
the second one. It doesn't
Yeah.
show like what, like it doesn't show like three
Yeah, but
dimensions.
she's
I know what you
telling him don't go that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm going to go this way anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have the flamethrower? Like,
Yeah. And he tries shooting him, but he doesn't know where it is.
but he literally turns into it. Like, I don't know,
I'd have been like, I'm going to keep this on and turn.
or just like, you know.
Well, that would be like
Pull the
aiming a
trigger.
bazooka at the back of someone's head. You're gonna get blown up. Anyway,
You're gonna get fucking killed either way.
Yeah, whatever. Take it out and save your crew. Like,
so
Or burn a giant hole that kills everyone.
there's an escape pod. They'll be fine.
So Ripley takes full command. She comes up with another plan to like throw it into the airlock, and she chews Ash out. She's like, I want you to do what you've been doing, fucking nothing. She really gets angry when she gets power.
Yeah.
And she finds out from Mother that her crew is expendable. And they're like, "No, we only want the alien back. Your crew's expendable. Make sure it comes back." And she's like, "Well, fuck. How does Ash sneak in there? Every door on this ship makes the loudest sound in the world, and somehow Ash got in there.
Maybe he was already there.
Where's there to hide in there?"
I don't
Under
know.
the table? I don't know.
Maybe he opened it really slow.
Was she just so like captivated and sad that she just didn't hear it?
I
Maybe.
guess so. I don't know why they didn't just. I mean, great. You have a giant. How did they plan on containing it when it got back to Earth? They're like,
they're just gonna leave it in orbit and then send people in to grab it.
I
Like
guess.
send the military in there to like grab it and stuff.
I guess.
I don't know. That's what I would do.
Why not just have it gestate within Kane in a laboratory and under controlled
I'm
conditions?
not wheeling you, Tanny. I don't know
Oh,
this
yeah,
question.
they make Freezing it?
Yeah, they make the worst fucking decisions.
You know,
how does Wayland Yutani have so much fucking money?
listen,
They keep botching this project.
But look, poor decisions like this is how they get bought out by Walmart in the special edition of Alien Resurrection. I love that that's canon. I made a Walmart Wayland Yutani logo.
I remember you did that.
Like, I watched the special edition because I'm just like, yeah, that's what I want to happen to Wayland Yutani. What happened to him? Oh, Walmart bought him out.
Oh my
That
god.
makes sense. Bioweapons at Walmart. They got chuds there already.
So, it's pretty fucking good. So, Ash starts attacking Ripley, and it's
With
revealed.
with the magazine.
Well, yeah, do you know the significance of the magazine? Ridley Scott had a theory.
Let's hear Ridley Scott's theory.
If I remember right from the commentary track, let me know if I'm wrong. I didn't have time to re-listen to it. His idea is like Kane has like sexual desires, but he doesn't have that part.
Oh Christ!
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I mean, there's a wall of porn behind her, which we probably can't even show the scene now that I think about it. So
You can just blur out the wall.
that's true. That's true.
I think this is
Jessica's good at blurring things out.
I feel like this is retroactively going back and looking at a film that's heralded by all the
I
people
also
and being
think,
like,
I also
being like,
think that also could
yeah,
be
you
Ridley
know,
Scott
that's
just trying to.
that's what we meant. We meant to make it phallic and put it down its throat. because he couldn't have 6 like a regular person. Did they have dicks? Probably, right? That model did. Yeah. I don't think Lance does, though.
I don't. Lance doesn't seem like he has a dick.
Oh my god.
So this whole thing was put in there. Dan O'Bannon didn't like this because he was like, a lot of movies were doing like a Russian double agent, secret agent plot line.
Yeah.
I think the producers wanted this in here, but apparently, if I remember right, Ronald Shusett loved it. He's like, I love the robot. He's one of the guys who says robot.
My dad says robot.
Robot. It's a robot.
I don't get it.
So they added it. I think it works, but it definitely makes the movie a little bit longer. But yeah,
I like it. I think it's fine. I think it's kind of cool. I like that it's not just a person, that it's an artificial person.
And I like that
it's world building too.
It's different than anything we've seen before.
Big time.
Because it's not just gears or whatnot.
It's like caviar and milk.
It's like milk and
Oh,
shit.
it's disgusting.
It's gross.
Those like little balls and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, you said it perfectly. It's nothing they've seen before. We're talking about a film that came out in 1979. There was no shit like this.
But it's kind of
You
cool
can't talk about
if
it now like, oh, well, that looks like this. And it's like, no, motherfucker, that looks like this.
It's kind of cool if you go into the idea that the alien is biomechanical because it was made by an intelligent life, and like our androids are biomechanical.
Oh, that's
There's,
a cool way to look at it too, yeah.
Which I guess they were trying to go with in those 2 other movies, and they sucked.
Oh my god.
So,
don't need to over-explain it. Just looks cool.
So yeah, Ash tells them after his head gets cut off,
smacked off with a fucking fire extinguisher.
That's one thing. Once the head comes off, whoever's acting in the suit is like, "Oh, I'm a robot."
Yeah, I noticed that because he was flailing at one point, and then he's just like, all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh yes."
And it's like, we're not really. No one had the. Maybe he couldn't hear. And they're like, no, it's not that kind of. Whatever, just film it.
Beep up or go.
What if Ian Holm just came on set one day and he's like, okay, I'm ready.
Beep up, beep up.
What if he did like a C-3PO impression the whole time?
Oh my god.
Could you imagine?
Oh boy, let me tell you about the alien. And Ridley's like, stop it!
Trying to make biological warfare.
Oh
dear.
So he tells them that they're all gonna die, but he has their sympathy. He has their sympathy.
Yeah.
But not really, because he's...
And then he smiles.
You have my sympathies.
Now this is one edit in the movie. It doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
They should have cut to something else. They were a little too confident. When it cuts to the fake head cutting to the real head, the jump cut.
Ian's face was like just like a little subtle smile, like.
Oh no! Well, the cut before this. But yeah, you're right. You're right. After he dies, that's also at least they cut to something else. At least they cut to something else in that case. But when they first put his head on the table, it's just like a jump cut.
Yeah,
and it's like
straight up.
And it's like, no, that's not the same head. That is not the same.
The thing.
Yeah, she's like trying to like center it or like stand it up.
It's almost as bad as Terminator 1. They linger on that animatronic head a little too much in Terminator 1.
That looked better than this.
That looked better than this, but even then, like, they should have cut it a little quicker because you see, like, it's all rubbery. It's like,
pretty awesome, though, dude.
It's awesome. It just should have been trimmed just a little bit. Just a little bit of trimming.
This looks like shit. But
yes,
the practical effect
once the head is in there and it's talking, it's fine.
And it's like,
but just the
up
cut between the fake head and the real head is bad.
Wasn't it like as she was like trying to push it back up after it fell over? Yeah. Which I'm pretty sure was not like they were not.
So they decide they're going to take the shuttle, even though it can only hold 2. They're just going to take their chances in the shuttle. I don't know how that would have worked.
Because what? There's like 3 of them right now.
Yeah, there's
right?
3 of them.
3 of them left.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Ripley wants to save Jonesy.
It's a poor innocent kitty cat.
Ridley Scott said he would do anything for his dogs, and he would have saved their dogs, his dogs, if they were on the ship.
And well, yeah.
I don't know. Like,
just put it in a backpack or something.
Is this her personal cat?
She treats it like it is. She has a fucking cage for it and everything.
No.
Maybe it's just
because if I'm on
that was there for her while
if I'm on a ship
in space.
If I'm on a ship and you die, and I hear your cat, I'm like, well, see you later, Carson. Hang out. Bye. But if it was my cat, I'd be like, well, not my current one. But if it was a cat that I liked, I'd be like, oh, let me go get that cat. But if it was someone else's cat, I'd be like, it's a rough day to be you, buddy.
I would save whatever animal.
Depends.
Because I'm not a cruel, heartless person.
1,000-legger?
I said animal.
That's in the animal kingdom.
No,
insects
that can burn along with the alien.
Are in the animal kingdom.
No.
Feather legs are good bugs.
No, please, no.
It depends who I would be there with, like what humans were there.
Yeah.
And then that would determine if I was going to save the cat. I'm like, all right, you fucking stay. Give me the cat.
Yeah, I would say, Tony, you're staying. We're taking the cat.
You got Dallas.
So while she's trying to save the cat, Parker and Lambert are gathering supplies, and they get attacked by the alien. And then again, another really cool reveal. Lambert's throwing like the oxygen tanks,
And it rolls into it.
and then she looks into it, and you see like the shadow and whatnot. Now, would it have been cooler if the alien was just crouching down with its crotch up and then did a little crab walk and pointed its tail like a boner? Would that have been cool?
No. It looks
Because
like
they
shit.
shot that and they didn't use it, thank God.
Yeah.
Jessica, please play the clip of the alien crab walking with Dr. Zoidberg sound effect over it. I remember seeing that scene for the first time. I'm like, oh, you can see a lot of the alien. I'm like, it's not.
It
good
doesn't
looking.
work. It's cool that it exists, but,
Yeah.
you know.
It's not as extra perfected the crouching down.
Oh my god, dude. That scene is terrifying when it goes across the road.
You know, I really didn't like Extra when I
No?
first saw it.
Oh, when you first saw it.
And I really did not like that movie. And then I watched it a couple times to show people how ridiculous it was. And then I ended up loving the movie.
It's awesome. It's a
really
trip.
grew on me.
It's a trip. Have you ever seen Extra?
That effect is so stupid.
You'd know if you've seen Extra.
Yeah. Probably
You
not,
might have
though.
seen Red Letter cover it. It's like an
Oh.
early best of the worst.
Okay.
It's good. It's one that they actually liked.
It's like a British horror, but it's actually pretty good.
Oh God, I referenced another review channel. That means I'm ripping them off. Oh no.
It must be. You know, you're talking about movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm ripping them off because I mentioned someone else who reviewed movies. Oh no. Hey, have you ever heard of Siskel and Ebert? Anyway.
You
So
can
they're
never
gonna
talk about bad movies or B movies because somebody's already done it. Tony.
Oh no. All right. So they're
Oh,
going
God,
to take their.
have you talked about Alien on Movie Dumpster?
We're gonna talk about Predator 2.
That's not Alien.
You're talking about Predator 2?
Yeah. Don't look at me like that.
I mean-
you can come on if you'd like.
I do like Predator 2.
We'll talk about the breast Predator, the best Predator movie.
Best Predator movie.
If we can ever get fucking Dick Masterson to come out here, I want to do Predator 2 with him.
Yeah.
I need a Latinx representative who grew up in LA to let me know if this
Jesus.
was accurate.
Dude, Scorpio is ready.
I'm like, hey, did 1997 turn out like this? Did the Jamaicans and Colombians go to war?
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
Fucking voodoo magic, man.
fucking voodoo magic man. So yes, the alien attacks. Lambert. Parker can't shoot it because Lambert's in the way. And if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, bye, Lambert. I'd be like, Lambert, I feel really bad about this.
Honestly, if I was her at that point, I'd be like, yeah, just fucking shoot it.
Right? Or do you want to get punctured through the skull?
Like, yeah, like,
No. So,
I'd rather die that way.
Yeah. Well, on
yeah.
fire.
So it knocks him out.
I mean,
and
you're about to get,
apparently-
like, brutally like murdered by this alien thing. You don't even know what the hell it's
You're
about
gonna
to
get
do,
face
really.
fucked by this thing. Yeah.
Apparently, Yaphet Kotto didn't want to die. He like decided like, oh, I don't want to die, and they had to be like, oh, okay, no,
You have to.
this is script. You got to stick to the script. He was unlucky, unlike LL Cool J, where they're like, oh, we're definitely killing the main character and leaving you alive in
You
Deep
ate
Blue
my
Sea.
bird.
Did you ever see Deep Blue Sea?
No, I never saw it. Of course I have.
Oh, wait,
I go to sleep
Okay.
to it like
Do you
3
ever-
times
I
a
was
month.
gonna-
Do you ever
I-
notice at the end, no one's mourning the death of the main character?
The lady?
Yeah.
Because nobody cares because she fucking put him in
Well,
that
no,
situation.
she didn't die in the original cut. That's why there's no reaction to her.
Oh, I know how to get her.
And they were like, yeah, let's keep LL Cool J alive.
We
Everyone
should
likes-
do Deep Blue Sea.
I'm
The
surprised you
summertime,
guys
we
haven't.
will.
I mean, you did Lake Placid. That'd be a nice.
Yeah, the summertime we will.
I love those shitty ass movies.
Oh, it's
Lake
great.
Placid.
You don't like Lake Placid?
No, that
Look.
episode underperformed, and I did it to cash in on Betty White's death.
That's your fault, so it's karma. But also, I'm glad it happened because I finally got to watch that movie and I adore it.
Oh, it's so
so
good.
good.
It's so
It-
good.
Cloris Leachman plays her sister in Lake Placid too.
Oh my god!
You know what?
anyway.
I don't want to watch any of the Lake Placid sequels.
I kind of want to watch Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
I also want to talk about Anaconda.
Is it an
Anaconda's
anaconda just versing the lake?
I don't know. She like grew a gaggle of or crocodiles. Excuse
So,
me.
A gaggle of crocodiles.
so after it
Flock of
kills,
freaking alligator.
after it kills Parker, it goes after Lambert. Did you notice anything about the tail between her legs? Do you know this fact?
It's not her legs.
It's Harry Dean Stanton's legs.
Oh.
It's from, because she wears cowboy boots.
Oh, I was gonna say, is this a cowboy boot thing?
Yeah, she wears cowboy boots, and then the grating on the floor is complete. So it's from the earlier scene when Brett gets attacked, but they like that shot.
It's a cool shot.
It didn't work in that scene, but they wanted to use it. So that's why suddenly she turns into Harry Dean Stanton for a second.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, she pulls it out. She's
I'm
like,
thinking about it now. Like the
she's like, yeah, I wear cowboy boots the whole movie, and then suddenly in my death scene, I'm not wearing cowboy boots for one shot. Yeah, so
they're not practical to run around in. Maybe who knows?
Yeah. Okay, this is where we get a first good look of Bolaji Badejo. I'm sorry to our Nigerian audience if I butchered that name. As the alien, yeah, he is super tall and thin.
Yeah,
like
it's creepy.
Yeah, I do like the weird hovering it does going after,
or like when it like walks.
Yeah, I mean it's awkward looking, but it's because the actor can't see.
I was gonna say, don't they like say it's like canonly because like the way it's like walking so slow and everything is because it was like dying because it only has like a short lifespan.
I never heard that theory.
I never heard that. Wait, I might have heard that theory a long time ago, but I don't.
I could have sworn I saw that somewhere. That's why it was like in the ending part of its life, and that's why like later on it's like just like kind of passed out,
almost like a fly or something. Yeah,
maybe that's an interesting theory. I
read it somewhere like a while ago. I'm pretty sure it was about Alien.
Well, they call them bugs in the second movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Ripley sets up the self-destruct, and it goes, yeah, you have 5 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know, I would have programmed it just a
little bit more.
Yeah, but self-destruct, you have 10 hours. I'm like, oh, thank God, I'll get out of here in 10 hours.
Get a couple of rounds of,
I don't know, if I'm blowing up the ship, like, who designed this? It's like, all right, well, the shuttle's here, they're there. I should probably give them an hour or two to get over there. But no, we get 5 minutes because that's movie stuff.
You think Mother was fucking with her, though?
No, because it says it on there.
I know, probably. But like 5 minutes. There you go, kiddo.
That's enough time, right? They move fast, right?
So on the way to the shuttle, she gets blocked by the alien. And I love that shot of her like leaning down the wall with the strobe effect. That shit's fucking
It's
cool.
really cool.
And she leaves Jonesy behind. She's going to try and turn off the self-destruct. And what happens in the director's cut?
It's not the self-destruct?
No. The alien slaps.
Oh, the alien slaps the carrier.
You know the scene of the alien like looking at the carrier case? In the director's cut, like it's a couple seconds longer. The alien like literally slaps the case across.
Well, because you have to.
And actually, when I first watched the director's cut, that scared me because I wasn't ready for it because I knew that scene so well. So when it changed just slightly, I'm like, oh my God.
Well, that's how it gets out. That's how Jonesy gets out to make it back, right?
No, he's not out. No,
she does pick it up again, right?
She picks it up.
Never mind.
Technically, Ripley abuses the cat, whatever, more than the alien because you see what
she puts it in the box. She's like, I gotta save the cat.
That's literally what she was doing, though. Literally, it's just like, woohoo! Banging against the wall.
Do you not do that with cats?
See, when I put my muffin in his carrier, I'm carrying the carrier like it's him. I'm just like, my poor baby's in here, and then I make sure he's like nice and seatbelted into my car or whatever, so he doesn't go flying everywhere.
Space Cat's carrier is way too big. I think it was for one of the dogs, and now it's her carrier. But it's like it's so awkward. She like bounces around inside of it.
Yeah.
Put a
when I kick it down the hallway to get.
You son of a bitch.
I don't do that.
I saw Tony drop it down the stairs once when I was there.
Tony is an animal abuser. Hashtag cancel Tony.
He's like, remember that scene from Alien that they cut out? And he kicked the fucking cat down the
I can
stairs.
recreate it.
It's my favorite scene. That's the only thing in the director's cut I like.
Mean.
So she goes back. Now, is the famous deleted scene before or after she tries to turn off the self-destruct?
I think it's before, isn't it?
Well, I think it's before.
Because it's still going off, and she's like, I think so.
You just watched it.
Yeah, I'm pretty
the red
sure.
lights are going there.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's before. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she, at some point during all this, she goes into a room. I think it's actually the leg room from earlier.
It might be.
And she finds Brett being turned into an egg.
Yeah, it's before. It's before.
And then she finds Dallas cocooned up, also turning into an egg.
What do you guys think about that, turning into an egg?
I mean, it was before the idea of a queen.
I know, but why couldn't it just be cocooning, them for food later or something.
I get that, but you see, like, it literally is like the egg is growing around them.
I guess.
It's weird.
I mean, it's never outright said, so it could just be cocooning them for whatever reason.
Do you dissolve and then turn into a facehugger?
I guess so.
You morph into, like, how does that work?
I don't know. I didn't make the goddamn movie.
I'm just saying, it makes more sense to be like, oh, I cocooned them up for later or whatever, because
It was kind of funny that James Cameron just, like, came up with a thing that totally, like,
defined
totally, like,
the creature.
Just destroys this deleted scene. But yeah, no, although he does steal a moment from this.
No, I don't think I think he actually heightens this scene, to tell you the truth.
I forgot in Resurrection 2 there's the kill me and then
Yeah, well, they do it in Aliens.
Yeah, I know that too. But I forgot that they did it in Resurrection 2.
But it came from this, where she
Yeah.
finds the captain in the wall and he's like,
Yeah.
kill me.
Because you know what's a cool idea? These things being an animal that actually, like, cocoons somebody up for, like, a bigger organism.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's fucking cool.
I mean, I also like the Queen, too.
Yeah, so do I.
The Queen is awesome.
It's like an ant hive.
Yeah. Bees
That mother's
have
big. Sorry.
She's mean, too. Actually, they're not like queen bees and ants. They just fucking sit there all day long.
Kind of, yeah.
They need to get a job, if you ask me.
Oh my god.
All their husbands need to get them.
So Alien.
Yeah, so Alien. So yeah, she finds the captain. He begs her to kill him, and then she does, and she's sad. I understand why they cut it out. It kind of ruins the whole pacing of
big time, because
especially when there's 5 minutes.
It screeches to a halt.
Here's how this scene goes. If I have 5 minutes, like, oh no, I got to get out. Oh, Joe, you're on the wall. That's weird. Okay.
Oh my God, see ya.
Yeah, it's about to blow up anyway. Bye.
Oh, Johanna, are you an egg? I don't have time to talk about it.
Why? You want to talk about my eggs any other time?
You brought it up. I didn't bring up your eggs that you lose more and more as the days and years go on.
Need to propagate the species.
I haven't made that joke in so long. I stopped that joke and then you brought it back up.
No, you brought it back a few episodes ago.
I did?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, this is the one to bring it up on.
Yeah,
really
this would be the one where I'd be like, all right, I understand.
Are your eggs?
Because I was waiting for it, because every time you said egg, I'm like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
I did make a joke in my head, but I
course
didn't
you
want to
did.
get yelled
Were you
at.
laughing at yourself too? Like,
But-
ha ha ha, I'm so funny.
Earlier, when I was like, there's thousands of eggs, I was going to be like, Johanna.
I knew you were going to, I knew it.
Do you know the backstory of the egg thing?
No.
There's this like weird like right-wing dude on Twitter, and when Taylor Swift turned 30, he was like, oh, Taylor Swift's turning 30. It's hard to believe over 70% of her eggs are already gone. She should think about it. It was the weirdest thing in the world.
People are fucking weird, man.
It was
People are like, oh, you watch horror movies. That's so strange. And it's like, this guy's talking about this.
It was like
you know
the
what I mean?
weirdest thing in the world, but then he started to like own the joke because people would send him like a spider with thousands of eggs. He's like, that's great. Anyway, so I just took it from that when one of her birthdays, I'm like, her eggs are almost gone.
I remember you making
Yeah.
a
Oh,
joke.
Sean was there for that.
And then you had Justin drinking the freaking thermos.
That was his idea. That wasn't my idea.
Y'all are sick.
Even I.
Get help, all of you.
To my credit, I cut that skit down a lot. That skit was way grosser. And even I was like, no, this is not, no.
Did you put it on Patreon?
No, I didn't.
You should. People
too
go sign
gro-
up for it.
No, it was too gross for that. I didn't want to. I didn't even want to cut the scene together because how gross it was. Anyway, so she gets back to the shuttle and she takes off. The alien, who knows where it is, and then the ship blows up 3 times. Oh, we forgot to mention she went to go turn it off, but she was too late. And she yelled at the computer. So she takes off and the ship blows up like 3 times. And it's the most massive explosion I've ever seen.
Well, it's like a giant freighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, holy shit. Like they want to like blow up. It's like 3 atomic bombs that are like multicolored and
Well, think
whatnot.
about probably the fuel that's on there and everything too.
Yeah.
And then there's the mineral stuff, whatever that they have.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Or like if that is that
Could be
explosive.
combustible, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was to be like, because this feels like the 3rd act.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, that
that's
alien's
fine.
definitely fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, you son of a bitch.
I got you, you son of a bitch.
I got you.
So yeah, then the film gives you a sense of security and calmness. It slows down. And then it has Sigourney Weaver dressed down to show off her hard nips and flat butt. That was very... Only in the 70s would they be like, yeah, show off that flat butt. It's
Apparently
like,
people were mad about this. They thought this was like sexualizing her. And she's like Sigourney Weaver was like, there's like blood and guts all over her, probably some urine and stuff, whatever. Like she's about to go to sleep. Like what is she supposed to do? Sleep and all that? Like
it also shows her vulnerability as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we talked about this in the Psycho episode that not enough of you people watched. Me and Crystal.
Sorry, I don't watch movies past 1996.
Sorry. So me and Crystal talked about how like there's a difference between a movie where it's like, hey, I want the character to be dressed down because they're less protected and it adds more fear, and then just some schlocky director being like, I want to see some boobs, get some boobs.
Leprechaun 4?
No, that was very important.
No, it wasn't. No.
That was very important.
No.
Mitten Spider needed to eat those pants.
Yeah.
Okay?
But no, we talked about it was to make her look more vulnerable. That way it was more exciting when she overcame the odds. And it made it more aerodynamic running through the spaceship. But yeah, there are sleazy directors who like don't get it. And they're like, yeah, dress them down. Like, oh, the alien eats their clothes up.
Sells, baby.
Did you ever watch the show Extras with Ricky Gervais?
No.
The Patrick Stewart episode where he comes up with an idea and he's like, oh yes, and then all the girls, I saved them, but all their clothes have rotted off. And like he comes up with this stupid like psychic James Bond plot, but like he keeps coming up with ways for the girls' clothes to rot off. And he's like, and I've seen everything. They already But yes, this is a case where it's like, no, yeah, we want her to be like, because she thinks she's safe, comfortable. Like, this is the worst time.
Literally about to go to sleep. Put the cat in a little pod. Like.
And now this is a case of where the alien blends in perfectly with the ship. Like, it is next to 3 tubes that look exactly like its head.
Yeah.
And I like that it just opens up his arms like, ah! Like it was asleep.
I'm trying to sleep.
I don't want to go to school, Mom.
And when you show people who've never seen this movie, it always makes them jump.
Yeah, it's a good scare for sure.
So yeah, she like hides in the closet. And I like that the alien's not even trying to kill her.
Yeah, just was asleep.
Just like, he literally yawns. He puts his mouth out and yawns. Yeah.
I literally think this is because that's where I read this from or whatever, because of like this scene specifically or whatever, and also him just moving slowly. That's why people think it's like at the end of its life.
I guess it didn't have enough to eat. There was only a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is
interesting.
Or is it molting to turn into something else?
Maybe.
There are some continuities where they're like...
Maybe it's like a Shin Godzilla thing.
Well, there's some continuities, and even Alien vs. Predator Requiem kind of played with this, where like if there is no queen, an alien can turn into a queen. Just turns into one, yeah. That's why the Pred alien has the crown on it. Yeah. And that awful Alien vs. Predator for Xbox 360 that happens in the story mode.
I like that game. I mean, up until that point, that was pretty good, besides the PC one.
It's too short. And I don't like the controls. Alien vs. Predator 2
one's
for the PC.
One's too long, one's too short when you're looking for that just right.
You know what, Joanna? I just can't be satisfied.
Alien vs. Predator 2 for the PC is unbeatable.
Wait a minute, I thought video games were for children.
Not when they're Alien and Predator.
Well, I played it as a kid. I wouldn't play it now.
You just said we were going to play Alien Isolation again.
I want to make sure it's good for kids. You know, my goddaughter's
That's not good for kids.
My goddaughter's 13 now. She wants to see like cooler stuff. I gotta make sure it's acceptable for her.
Okay.
I will not be playing it. For her enjoyment. I will be playing. Anytime I play a video game, it's to make sure it's okay for kids. You should play the new Texas Chainsaw when it comes out to see if it's okay for kids.
What about the Ash versus the Evil Dead?
We got to make sure that's good for the kids too,
and we got to make sure Evil Dead Rise is okay for kids too.
Well, that's a movie.
I know that's a movie.
That's for adults.
I know, but to tie in the video game.
Right. Anyway, she gets the spacesuit on and she forces the alien out of hiding. I don't know what purpose that button to shoot smoke serves, but
that's the anti-alien button. Psst.
Is that their condensed air?
Yes.
It's a fun house.
I would love to have a condensed air can.
Yeah, maybe people should just like ask or use that sheet that was made specifically for office supplies. I don't know.
Hold on. You just click something in my head. If you watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, there's a scene where they're walking through the funhouse and one of the Terenzi brothers presses this giant red fucking button and it's just a shot of like canned air that blows up thing, and they're like, what happened? They're like, I don't know. Maybe it was a joke to Alien.
Yeah, just a button that shoots air.
Yeah, just happened
Who the
to be
fuck
there.
knows why?
Plot.
So yeah, she's
What?
Yeah, she's singing Lucky Star. What is that from?
I forget.
Madonna.
No, different.
Oh.
That's a different Lucky Star.
No shit.
Like a virgin.
You shine on me wherever you are in my underwear.
Oh, Madonna's social media is so much fun. That is a woman that's not accepting her age. It's so much fun. It's so much
Kind of like Britney Spears.
No, Britney Spears is a different animal. This is like, it's like, Madonna, you're like your great grandmother. Relax. Anyway.
It's okay to get old.
No. Getting old is fine.
No, I'm just saying.
But it's just like, I don't think she's accepted
She's a
it.
gilf.
I'm saying.
Gilf.
I don't think she's accepted it, so it's fun to see. It's like, yeah, it's like when you see like an old guy with like a real obvious wig from like 30 years ago. It's like, all right, come on, man. Let's
let it happen.
Let's wrap it up here.
Let it happen.
Anyway, so she shoots it out into space. I do love that it like clings onto the engine. You're like, oh fuck, it's still not
because
out.
The gun that she had that she shot it with,
Yeah.
it has like a wire attached to it, and the gun got stuck when the doors closed.
Yes.
So that's why he was still there. So
That's why he's swinging.
Yeah. So I'm gonna swing over to here and get back on.
And then it's like, oh shit. And then of course she just hits the engines.
Was that Luke Skywalker's grappling hook? Right? Or are they harpooning fucking whales in space?
I think it's like if you're outside working on the
probably, yeah.
ship and like something knocks you off, you're like, oh no! So the whole ship set was like in the air suspended.
It's very cool.
And the engine is just giant light bulbs with water being shot down. That's how they did that whole like plasma effect.
It's awesome.
And then there's that weird shot where they show the alien falling like 3 times. There's nothing else in the movie.
And it like with the
It's
dissolves.
just like, wee!
Yeah, and I was like, huh, okay. And the alien looks terrible here, but I think it's to finally show that the alien's vulnerable. And also how good could the rubber suit look in 1979
Yeah.
swinging on a wire. But I think it's
I think
kind of
that's why it dissolves.
I think it's kind of cool. It's like
You're
now
talking
it's
shit about the one scene where he's just hanging in the chains or whatever, where he's like this. At least this one, he's just like, yeah.
this one he's like, ah!
Didn't that mimic one of the Gear paintings of the alien being like this with like its head down?
Maybe, I'd have to
Could've.
look.
Sorry, I just thought of that.
But yeah, so she blasts it away, and she's happy. She gets into cryo-sleep. She does her little sign-off, and happy ending.
Excellent
You know how the
score.
movie was going to end?
Doesn't she die?
Yeah, the
She's
alien was
kill-
going to like either take her head off or punch a hole into her head with its mouth, and then start talking as her, and calling
I didn't like that.
like it was going to be like she was about to land on Earth.
more paramedics.
Literally that. Literally, that's probably where he got that idea for Return of the Living Dead.
They didn't put it in my alien movie. It's going to be a zombie movie.
It was literally going to be like she was like arriving on Earth, and then a hole punches her, and it's like, I'm Ripley, please, blah 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 blah.
Interesting idea, though.
Yeah,
Not for this movie, but I kind of like
Yeah.
it.
they do that. Like reminds me of
They also do it in Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns did it. Yes. Or Prince of Darkness, all the bugs fill the guy up like a skin suit.
Yeah, that too.
God, Prince of Darkness is good.
It's great.
Have you talked about that one yet?
Nope.
We might have to
Okay.
cover that at some point. That's a really good fucking movie. I talked a little bit about it on Rental Reviews. But yes, so that is Alien. It's fucking great.
It's a
It's
great
perfect.
It's one of the best films ever made.
Yes. And I love it. And I hope everyone else loves it. And it has a very long legacy. Some good sequels.
Some not so good.
Disney's about to ruin it. They're just going to completely destroy it.
I don't know how the hell we're going to get a Disney-friendly thing, because I know that they put all the Netflix Marvel series on Disney. Are they going to do the same thing with this?
No,
Are
they
gonna
put it on
behind,
their stars, right? Because they own stars.
no,
and
it's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus now, like
It's just
Daredevil.
hidden behind an adult thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So are they
Yeah,
gonna...
so Jessica Jones, like, there's no like censoring or
Yeah.
anything. They're
No, but I
all
mean,
on
like
there.
Die Hard and shit. Is that still on their Stars app?
That might be on Stars.
Yeah, I know
But I mean, they could probably start moving everything over because
Yeah, for like their R-rated stuff, they have it. They put it on Stars.
Oh, gotcha.
So yes,
or Hulu.
or Hulu. Yeah, because they own that too.
That's just
what
making
the
me
new
pay two
series.
different things.
What
That's
they
what the
own.
new series is going to be. So this had the 40th anniversary a few years ago. Did you watch the short films they did for it? I didn't. Well, we got nothing to say about those.
I didn't realize that they had made short films.
Yeah, they Fox made like 5 short films, I think.
Maybe
to
I vaguely remember that. I'm getting
to
it all jumbled up because
yeah,
of the
to
Neil
celebrate the
Blomkamp
40th
thing.
anniversary. There's
Yeah.
like 5 short films about aliens. I think
Did Neil Blomkamp
Bill-
do one of those?
no, he was going to make
He
a
was gonna
sequel
make-
that
he was
ignored
gonna make
3 and then
5,
it never
yeah.
happened. Bill Paxton's son, daughter, whatever kid he has directed one of them.
Oh,
So I
really?
wanted to check him out. I just haven't gotten around to it. People always talk about like the new Alien stuff they're making. They want to know if I'm interested in the new Alien movie or the show. Here's what I would love. and I mentioned this before, this is my dream.
That they
And
stop making alien movies?
I just want Disney to come out and be like, hey guys, I just want to let you all know, we have no plans to ever make another alien movie ever again. We will never make another alien movie. There will be no alien movies ever. And I would just get up and be like, oh, thank fucking God. I can't do it again. Like, I can't. I don't even understand. It's like an abusive relationship I finally got out of. I can't go back. I can't do it.
This is a weird series because like who is this for anymore? Like again, remember I was saying before, you had Aliens and Predator and the comic books and the toys and all that. We still get toys now, but it's geared towards adults. But
it's
for
weirdly
us?
having.
Like, is it for us?
It's weird. Like even with the AVP movies, they didn't just do the lazy route of space marines shooting a bunch of aliens.
Yeah.
Like that'd be like whatever. Okay, I get it's lazy and simple, but it'll be at least fun. But they don't even do that.
That's
like,
a key word. Is fun.
Yeah, it's just miserable. Everything after 4 is. I don't even hate 4.
4's fine.
4's fun. 4's fine and fun. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would.
It is fun watching a movie about just some
nonsense.
Just some French guy who couldn't speak English just handed the keys of a franchise no one wanted to do anymore.
Who is a really good director, though.
He is a good director, but it was funny. They're like, yeah, we want to make a 4th Alien. You do it. It's like, okay.
Here, use this unused script from Alien 3.
Figure it out. I'm sure that's what he said.
Get that guy from that movie Delicatessen that we like. Put him in a wheelchair with a gun.
So yes, that's our Alien review. Probably went long. I know I've been trying to keep the episode shorter lately, but it's Alien.
It's Alien.
It's Alien. So yes, you're hearing it here. We will be doing Alien 3 in May for the 30th anniversary. Come back next month for Aliens, a movie people used to say was better. I disagree, but I've noticed there's been a lot of backlash with Aliens in the last few years.
I think that's due to the Ridley Scott shit and because of Prometheus and Covenant and him telling these people that, Alien is shit and James Cameron's movie's shit and there's no alien like my Alien that Dan O'Bannon didn't have anything to do with.
Yeah. There is this like sentiment of like aliens ruin the mystery or whatever, which I don't necessarily agree with, but
I can see it though.
I can see the points that people make, but I don't think that makes it a bad movie.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a blast. And if you're going to learn about a whole race of things and how they function, I think that's the way to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I have noticed like people, I will say when we get to that movie, out of the 4 films, that one like looks the dirtiest. That one's not the cleanest looking, and
which I like about it.
And a lot of the effects, once you learn how they do it, they're real noticeable. But they're still good.
It's fun time.
But there's some stuff where it's just like, all right, I see the string there. Okay, I can see the water going in reverse when they do a reverse shot.
So what?
It takes me out. The other movies don't really have that. I mean, the other movies definitely have bad effects in them.
I said at the beginning,
these are good effects. They're just noticeable.
These are 2 excellent movies for completely different reasons. Alien and Aliens.
Yes, and do women like this movie?
Yeah. Are
Why?
you kidding me? It's the lips.
Now, guys, before we leave.
Why are you moving on? I wasn't done.
Oh, okay.
Go to it in detail.
No, I think that
Speaking,
it's just look, girl being badass.
it's a woman who's right about everything.
Fighting cool monsters. Yeah, that too. Fighting cool monsters in space. Like, what's not to like about it?
It's just done well.
Do you want to get the alien ship iron on?
What?
The Nostromo?
Yeah. Okay.
There was a model kit in my comic book shop for the longest time.
Oh,
and
really?
I wanted to get it and I just never picked it up.
Here's the last thing. This is what they thought Alien 2 was going to be in 1979.
Alien 2 on Earth, the Italian classic.
Oh, God. Not surprisingly, plans are presently underway for a sequel to Alien, one of the most enormously profitable sci-fi blockbusters in film history. As with such follow-up films as the Star Wars sequel, The Empire Strikes Back, and Damien the Omen 2, you don't see those 2 movies put in the same sentence these days. Much of the behind-the-camera talent which made the original film will probably not be involved. Director Ridley Scott has moved on to other projects, such as The Tale of Knights and Wizardry, which will be the subject of his next film. Which film was that?
Not Legend, not yet.
The writers are likewise developing novels and screenplays, which will permit them to stretch their talents in other creative directions. Creative people connected with the film believe that 20th Century Fox will come out with a sequel, and here are the scenarios which are presently being considered. Are you ready for these? The alien, merely stunned by its close encounter with the shuttle engines, manages to survive outside the craft and reaches civilization along with Ripley. So I guess when it got... how did it...
The trajectory is the same? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
But no, the engine pushed it back.
That's what I'm saying. So like, how did... Yeah.
But it's not hooked by the wire anymore. All right, well, they didn't go with that one. A second expedition to the planetoid is stranded there, and weathering a storm within the derelict and their own ship, its members deal with a group of aliens, climaxed by an appearance of the creatures to whose race the space jockeys belong. That's almost what happened. They are on the planet in the next one.
Yeah.
They go to the derelict, but it's cut out of the theatrical cut. Okay, here we go.
It's a great scene.
A prequel rather than a sequel, telling the tale of the space jockey and ending where Alien begins with the arrival of the Nostromo crew, which was supposed to be Prometheus before the rewrites.
Didn't Ridley Scott like, no, I don't want this connected to aliens?
He decided like way late that he didn't want to connect.
And then was like, no. All right, we're going to do Alien Covenant now.
And then they got Damon Lindelof to and it was a fucking mess. The original idea is a little bit better. Anyway, the planetoid of the alien explodes, sending alien eggs to Earth, where shades of invasions of the body snatchers.
That's a Roger Corman production.
A whole flock of these monsters runs rampant. All of the scenarios will try to incorporate the character Ripley, since actress Sigourney Weaver has proven to be the most popular performer in the film. Oh, poor Yaphet Kotto. Whatever the final plot of Alien 2, we're sure that when it happens... when it opens, it will, like the first film, have to be watched from behind the barely spread fingers of your trembling hands. So they were wrong. They were a little close here and there, but they were mostly wrong. I mean, they were right about the prequel one.
It was never going to be the same film, the second part of it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Yeah.
It needed bigger, better, more aliens, more this, more that.
Although, I mean, the second one does kind of follow the plot of Alien just a little bit differently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's all intact in the beginning. We're not talking about that right now.
We're not talking about it right now. That is it from us. Joe, where can we find you?
MovieDumpsterPodcast.com, wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on YouTube, so please like and subscribe and do all that good stuff, please.
Johanna, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter, Instagram, stuff like ours.
Are you doing any new promotions?
Yeah, I will show you my...
I can't believe.
What's the problem?
Everyone yelled at me when I had an OnlyFans, and then...
Hey, man.
They don't want to be sexist towards me.
Like, share, and subscribe. Call our voicemail line. Send us some fun stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Or I can send fun stuff.
Goodbye.
Oh, jeez.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.